Let's go.
Hello. Getting attacked by a tiny cat. We got to keep things moving. Okay, so we're back. What is today? It's Tuesday, right? Hey, Teamworm. So more Godot stuff. What did we do last time? We had Radicate running around. He can now, when he's thirsty, he can go to a water source. When he's hungry, he can go to a food source. When he's tired, he can go to a den source. Oh, hey, Coding Autistic. Hello. How you doing? I saw your comments on my YouTube videos. I replied to them this morning. Okay, so today the thing I want to do.
Who you calling a singleton?
Well, singletons, but apparently also you, maybe. I don't know. Is that an insult to you, Teamworm? You taking that personally? Also, thank you for being a 16-monther, dude. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you hanging out. Simpleton? You consider yourself a simpleton? Oh. Well, okay, but that's different than a singleton. I don't know. Also, I said singleton, right? Okay, great. Yeah, I did. Okay, all right, cool. I was kind of afraid autocorrect got me for a moment. You doing good? All right. I'm also doing good. Okay, so the thing I want to do today is that Radicate can currently navigate his way to the things he needs to deal with. And that's what we did last time, but I don't really want to worry about that right now, so I'm going to move all of the things he might want to deal with just close by. But the thing we're going to focus on is the fact that when he goes over to the berry bush to eat, he just stands next to it and he gets less hungry. Like that's not the goal. What I want to do is to monitor. We're gonna start keeping track of the number of berries on the bush, and then if there are berries on the bush, Radicate can eat a berry, and then a berry will be taken away from the bush's total berry count. And Radicate will get less hungry. So that is the change we need to make. You're doing terrible. I'm sorry, Teamworm. You forgot to listen to the Mew Without You. Me Without You. God damn it. God, that just looks like Mew Without You. Forgot to listen to the Me Without You song 9:27 a.m. 7:29. Okay, if that's a real song, just set a calendar notification that recurs every year. That's how I don't forget people's birthdays, including my own. Although actually, if you use Google Calendar, you don't have to tell it when your birthday is. It just knows. It probably has my birthday from somewhere else, but that's called cheating. Okay, all right, well, fine. Fine, then I guess it's a game and you lost. I would change the rules so I didn't lose, but all right. Hey, Crazy Pants. Okay, so in order to do the thing I want to do, where the bush is going to have some number of berries, and we're going to change that number of berries over time, like the bush will slowly grow new berries, but then the berries will be eaten by Radicates or taken by players. Apparently we need to use a thing called a singleton, and it probably makes sense wording wise, but that is like the weirdest fucking wording to me. It's like a global script that's auto-loaded and it's always on. And then because of that fact, you always know it's there, so anything can communicate with it. So you can put whatever you want in there, and you know if you tell Radicate, hey, eat one of those berries. So subtract one from the berry variable. The variable. You know that'll be available. It's available in this global thing that's always there. And then if the bush needs to be like, hey, can I grow a new berry? It also can check that same spot. So I believe what we need to do...
I got a question.
Do you know me? Not in the biblical sense, but In the traditional sense, yeah, I think so. I don't know, Dirk. Shit. That's too philosophical for right now. I don't know, bro. Hello. Okay, so let's make a new script. I think we can just like right click and like make a new script down here. But I think actually I want to make a folder for them. I don't have good folder structure. Actually no, I think we'll just call this singletons. And so then inside here, where's the fucking create new thing? Inside here, let's make a new script. And I don't know what to actually call this.
Hello.
Oh, hey M6. We could just call it singletons, but I feel like maybe for now we'll go with like object variables. I don't know. You're supposed to be AI testing all day. All week, actually, bro. The bot just completely broke 4 minutes ago, and they were like, stop testing now. Sweet, dude. So wait, then you have nothing to do? Entering a chat, headbutting with philosophical questions. Yeah. That's okay. I'm used to it from you, Dirk. It's all right. How do I do? I'm doing good, M6. How are you doing? Oh, shit. We're going to call this object variables. And it looks like underscores, no caps is how other scripts are named. So we're going to do that. Okay. And then I don't actually know how to make it auto load. I know it's in project settings somewhere. Let me find that guy's video. Oh, I literally just have it open. Okay. So he spends a bunch of time explaining how he's going to do things and why. And then actually goes to do it way later in the video. Okay, so the thing he's doing is he's made some game where a character has a number of bullets and he's trying to make that consistent. Okay, so he makes a player stats script. And then, but then where do you, there we go. Okay, there's just a thing called auto load. Oh, my project settings doesn't look exactly like this. Hopefully that's just because he's on a Mac. I don't know. You're doing good, just relaxing. Too hot, so you're consuming unreal amounts of ice cream. Ooh, that sounds good until it's not good. Oh yeah, right, Crazy Pants. You have like an actual job to do other than testing the bots. Well, okay, you can get ahead on that, I guess. I don't know. Tongue says yes, brain says I'm frozen. I would mostly be worried about my stomach. Okay, so there's just a tab. There's just a tab called auto load. Oh hey, and behave is already auto loading stuff. Okay. Set path or add to create a script. No, I just want to like add a script. Can I just yeah. Okay. So add that guy. Cool. So now this thing should be loaded. Currently it does nothing. Can I just double click you? Great, I can. Okay. So what the hell are we gonna do? We just need to make a variable for number of berries. Okay, and so currently visually I think the bush can only have 3 berries. We're gonna go with that so that we can visually represent if the bush has 3 berries, then it has 3 visually. I can go all the way down to 0. I made the sprite at some point. Hey, Booski. Okay, so first we make the variable. Hold on, let me go back to scripts. I guess I should just define it up here, like normal. What do I fucking call this thing? We probably need to be specific. So like, can I do like bush A1 berries? And then you probably want to be an integer. And then do we actually want to set you equal to anything? I feel like no, we want you to be persistent. Okay, so let's think ahead. In the future, there will be new bushes coming into existence. And so when a bush comes into existence, I will need to add a new value for that bush's berries onto probably this script, maybe a different script. Maybe eventually I'll regionalize all of these variables. Like we'll have object variables for region 1, region 2, region 3, so that way if the player is in a specific region, then we load the variables. And if they're not, then we don't. Maybe. I need to do some research about how to I need time to pass. I need berries to still grow when the player is not in those regions. But I don't know if it's smart to just have them loaded all the time, like simulating the whole game world at every moment. That seems like not a good idea. Time to pause. Did I probably said pause like regular pause, but what would time to pause with pause being PAWS even mean, Dirk? What would that even mean? It's just int. Are you just supposed to be int? How do I set you to just be an integer? Yeah, it's just int. You can't even type integer. That's kind of mean. Okay. So then we handle the number of, or we handle this actual value separately, but it just needs to be stored here. Okay. And so then the bushes script. Oh, right. Okay, so I'd already started thinking about berries. Because we were gonna randomize the fucking berry count number. Shit. Okay. Why do they need to carry on existing while you're away? Yeah, so can't you just randomize it a bit, depending on how much time has passed since you were there or something? Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking of doing. That when you're not in an area, maybe if you just left an area, it can maybe stay in memory and still be closely simulated, or like accurately simulated. But yeah, I think I need to have some kind of like low level background simulation script that runs that kind of doesn't really accurately simulate things, but like you said, it kind of like slightly randomizes it, gets it to a point where like it's kind of fudging the truth. It's like believable that it's actually being simulated, I suppose, would be the goal. I have no idea how to do that though, so that's going to be a huge fucking undertaking. Verisimilitude, yeah, sure, verisimilitude. The like, it appears real, but it's not necessarily. Okay, so what the hell were the notes that I left for myself about this fucking bush? Bush needs to send out a signal that tells NPCs and nearby berry bushes how many berries it has. Right, because what we were gonna do is Radicate is going to be able to like detect dense patches of berries. So each berry bush is not only going to know how many berries it has, it's also going to know how many berries are like adjacent to it and around it. And then summing those values together, that would be whichever berry bush has that value being the highest, that would be the best place for Radicate to go. You know, Rain World did something like that. They had a way to not do any of the imaging while you were away to make it easier on the computer. Okay, let me look that game up so I can research it for later. I bet lots of games have done this. I'm sure, especially like simulation games, I wouldn't be surprised if like Factorio or Minecraft or other games that try to have like a simulated world, if they did things like this. But I don't know if like it's like I need a dev log from those devs, because I don't have any chance of being able to like open up their code and fucking figure that shit out. I don't even know if that's possible, depending on what the game was programmed in. Okay, so then I need to change already how this is set up. So the variable is going to be taken care of in the singleton. So we don't need this variable anymore. Anytime we would be referring to the berry count, it's going to be oh my god, where it's alphabetized. Object underscore variables. Okay, so I'm just gonna like write that in a fucking note down here. So I think it's gonna end up being like, it'll be object underscore variables, and then dot, and then the name of the variable, which is this. Okay. Take me back to the Bush script. Okay, so then like this is our new variable instead of this. And then I guess we also do need the nearby berry count to be handled in object variables as well. But I don't know if that should just be a straight out variable. If it's a variable, then that means that every single bush not only has the variable for how many berries that bush itself has, but then also it has a variable that is the sum of all of its surrounding bush friends berries. Okay, there's got to be a smarter way to do that. I think I'll just make a note about that and worry about it later, because that's not really a problem right now. Okay, so then I'm just gonna put like, figure out how to do this later. So eradicate sniffs for food. Any bushes within the sniff box will send out a signal of the number of berries. Right, we could have it only calculate that variable when eradicate kind of like, when eradicate's like sniffing box zone pings a bush to be like, hey, I can smell you. Then at that point we figure out each bush's like surrounding berry count and its berry count and add those together. Okay, so then actually, okay, I know a decent way to do it. So then I guess I'll put that in here. Only calculate when eradicate sniffs. Sniffing box? Oh my god. Yeah, sniff box is a weird term. I feel like I probably need like a different term for that. But if hitboxes are hitboxes and hurtboxes are hurtboxes, and they involve hitting and hurting, what is Radicate doing? He's sniffing. Okay. So most of this note, all of this note is just worrying about other shit. And then, okay, right, I wrote the order of things. Bush sends Eradicate the berry signal. Eradicate goes to the berry bush. Eradicate asks to eat a berry. The bush confirms and subtracts a berry, and the Eradicate replenishes health. Okay. So that's the thing I need to fucking figure out. So instead of randomizing a berry count for now, yeah, I guess we'll just we'll work on this without the singleton and then switch it over to being a singleton. So then let's have it start with 3 berries and get Radicate eating them. Chapter 2 happened. Congratulations, Silent Boy. I hope it was fun. For the D&D game, right? Okay, so we'll worry about the nearby berry count later. Sending out a signal for the berry count is also something to worry about later. And then we don't want to randomize this. See, in the future, is that what I want to do when I spawn a berry bush? Do I want to randomize? No, I feel like no. The berry bush should start with like no berries. So bushes basically need to be a class that has its own method. I'm not really sure about that. For now, they're part of the like prop class, just like objects that can be interacted with. If I'm gonna be making a ton of these bushes, and the goal being that there will be other kinds of bushes. Maybe like in the future I'll have red berry bushes and blueberry bushes. Maybe it does need to be a class. I don't functionally, I don't know about that. The main way that I've used classes is to be able to like tell Radicate that like, hey, these are your designated targets. Your home has to be a building. Your food has to be a prop. Your water has to be a prop. So I don't know about using classes well enough to know whether I should actually make berry bushes their own class. Maybe I should. Especially as they get more complicated and have more functionality. Okay, so for now we're just going to start with 3 berries and what are we going to do? Specifically, Radicate comes to it and wants to eat. So Radicate is going to have to get the berry count and then respond to that. So we are emitting the berry count signal. So then hopefully we can go to Radicate and start changing his eating habits. It does sound like classes. Berry bushes as a subset of bushes, which is a subset of plants. Okay. All right. Let me do some class research after the stream. The thing that I've had a problem with before is trying to make things like multiple classes. And I think that's because from my understanding of what I looked at before, something can only be like one class. But that class can be a subset of other classes? I'm still not totally sure. I don't know. For now, I don't think it'll matter when we're just dealing with one bush. But yeah, eventually with having a bunch of kinds of bushes, I need some kind of organizational paradigm to make them as easy to duplicate and vary as possible. Silent Boy, what did you say? Chapter 2 is chaotic. They ended up going to a place known as Flower Crown. Well, that place sounds adorable. That sounds like a lovely place to be. It's like how I'm a mammal and a monkey and a human. But I can't have all those classes, right? I can only actually have like a single class. And that class would be, sure, yeah, not actually a monkey and ape. Good point. We actually talked about that like a stream ago. So then my class would be human, right? I would only have that class, but then the class human would like extend the class ape, and the class ape would extend the class mammal. Something like that is how Godot does it, and I'm still not completely comfortable with it. Oh yeah, also I kind of got Raticate running around nicely. He mostly animates correctly. There's one moment when his animations don't work correctly. I still haven't figured out why. Okay, so the thing that we want to do is when he actually eats. So that actually isn't taken care of here. It's taken care of in Raticate's behavior tree. So for today, we're going to make it so his fatigue and thirst don't increase. Only his hunger will, because we're just trying to figure out how to get this motherfucker to eat. Okay, that is how it works. So I would make myself a single class, and then all the other classes extend appropriately. Okay, so at least I understand that on like a theoretical standpoint. Actually, functionally enacting that seems, using it in practice seems nebulous, but I'll try to figure it out. Okay, so we need to look at Raticate's actual scene tree, and then I guess it's gonna be the eat action. Oh, I need to clean up these timers. Crap. Okay, I need to make another note to do that. We talked about that before. Your players headed inside. They headed inside the flower crown. To me, the flower crown sounds like a spot you would be on, a thing you would stand on, like a bunch of flowers on the top of a mountain. Found out the tree was being blocked by a wooden key. A wooden key. Oh, it's a town. All right. Hey, yeah, you can go inside a town. All right. Okay. Fine. That's a cute name for a town. Oh, a wooden key sounds like not a great key. That sounds like something somebody could just bypass security-wise pretty easily. Maybe not. Wow, okay, fuck. I already made a note that this action needs to change. It should not be a timer that's removing hunger. Indeed, that's what we're here to change. The eat action should be based on signals from the berry bush. Yep. Raticate subtracts a chunk of hunger for each berry that it eats from the bush. Okay, so what's the first thing we're gonna do is so Raticate has to get the number of berries from the bush. And then if that value is greater than 0, right? If it's 0, then he can't eat anything. If that value is greater than 0, then we subtract. One thing that I don't know conceptually how to do is if two Raticates are trying to eat the same berry, I'm hoping that the way that Godot works is that only one of them will be able to eat it. But I'm afraid they'll both think there's a berry there and they'll both eat it. It's a town. There are also guards there. Okay, so it's not like a friendly town. Wooden key's carved uniquely, so it's not copyable. Yeah, I think that's why keys are made of metal, because it's easier to carve it's easier to make a uniquely metal shaped thing. I think a wooden key would be easier to duplicate. Which could certainly be a fun D&D, like a side quest, making a copy of a wooden key. Seems cool. Obviously, it could just be complicated enough that they can't copy it within the scope of the quest. Okay, so Raticate asks how many berries there are. If the value is greater than 0, then we subtract 1 and feed Raticate. Just put feed in quotes. He's gonna get no. Put feed in quotes. Oh my god, my mouse is wow. It's interesting. Typing while streaming, my brain just like jumps past words. Okay, so we're gonna feed Raticate, and that means like we're gonna add 10 to his we're gonna subtract 10. It's a hunger meter. We're gonna subtract 10. Imagine breaking the wooden key or termites getting into your pocket. Yeah, that would be brutal. Learn that in the town there's a thief going around stealing stuff. That sounds like every town. What do we do if the value is 0? If Raticate gets to the bush, there's no food there. Then I think then we just like, do we just return a failure? You're the eat action, and the eat action is part of the hunger sequence. So if you fail, then this sequence fails. Actually, you know what? Wait, I want to look at it like this. Okay. Because what we want is for him to redo all the checks. If he tries to eat food but there's no food at the bush, then he needs to, as quickly as possible, get back to going to a food source. So if we... I think the fastest thing to do is actually to just say succeed. Because then the sequence, the hunger sequence succeeds. And then the selector succeeds. So it's not going to go and try to deal with thirst. The selector wants 1 success. And then we'll just start over. Okay, so then we can just return success. Sweet. That is the thing to do. Ooh, the thief's a changeling. That's fucking sweet. Changelings are fun. Damn, also the guards in this town sound like they suck. They don't sound like the smartest people. Brutal. Okay, what else happens? Feed Raticate. If we feed Raticate, do we bother returning running? Shit, yeah, I'm gonna have to like change the entire structure of this. Nobody knows who the thief is. Well, yeah, but just jumping to the conclusion that somebody looking inside a barrel is a thief is a bit much. Changeling can change form. Well, yeah. It could be anybody. It could be one of the guards. Damn. Okay, so I need to like gut this entire thing. So then what are we actually gonna do? M6, yeah, this song is really good. All the shit, Game Chops, yeah, that's the group. All the Game Chops music is so fucking sweet. Oh, I'm so reluctant to just like destroy this. So we can leave this part. We can just completely leave this part. If his hunger is less than 10, then it's like he's not that hungry anymore. He'll stop eating. And it doesn't really matter. Currently, we're using a timer. And every time the timer restarts, it's subtracting hunger from Raticate. It doesn't really matter if we pause that. It will be good to unpause the global timer that makes Raticate get hungrier and thirstier and fatigued. So we still need this in here. I'm just going to leave it like it is, I guess. And so currently we have 2 different situations involving the timer. And I think we can just take out one of them because we don't actually care about the timer anymore. All we care about is if his hunger is greater than or equal to 10. While in jail, the wizard tries to steal the guard keys and succeeds, but it doesn't fit in the cell hole. Brutal. Can he like melt the Is he like a good wizard? Could he just like melt the locks? Just melt the bars. There's probably no cool low-level wizard spells that would do that. Okay, we don't want to start this. Okay, so we still want to pause that global timer that we're going to unpause later. That for sure. Do we want to be stuck in running while we do this? I think we don't. So what happens? Because our goal here is just to be like, hey Barry, can I eat one of your bushes? And the berry bush will be like yes or no. And then we just do it. If we can. So if we have it return running, we could stay in this process and keep eating. Okay, I guess, yeah, that's the thing to do. We leave it running so that we keep eating over and over and over. You could, but there's still a guard there. All right. You did find a harmonica, sweet. By the way, a blood moon was happening. Okay, well that... Like Breath of the Wild blood moon. That seems like something the whole town would be concerned about. That seems like a scary event for an actual town to deal with. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, the Breath of the Wild, like, I don't remember guards fighting like animals, like wild creatures or anything. That's a weird thing missing from it. It was always a fun thing about World of Warcraft. The guards would like help you fight stuff if you got near them while something was chasing you. Okay, so we leave this paused. During the blood moon, someone died. Brutal. Brutal. I feel like a world that had towns with blood moons would have like they'd have good walls. Good strong walls to keep people out. Okay, so in here Raticate's gonna like it's gonna get the signal. So actually, shoot, let me just do that. So first we need to know how many berries the berry bush has. And is that already set up? We are emitting the berry count. Shit. Okay, you know what? I should probably actually just make this the global one, because if Raticate is going to change it, it would make sense to just make it global already. Shit. Oh my god. Creatures like Greninja, creatures that use their tongues to make things to like as a weapon, weirds me the fuck out. It's it seems like it would be really uncomfortable for them. It's a cool idea. Cool fantasy idea, but it weirds me out. Silent Boy, I do want to hear about your D&D stuff, but could you... I need to stay focused on this. Could you maybe share it in the Discord and we can talk about it after stream? This is a thing I need like some serious concentration for because I don't know how to do it very well. I apologize for the request. Okay, so Raticate needs to accept the signal, but first I need to change the signal to be dealing with the global variable that is in here. And so for now we're just gonna set you to 3. Okay, so the bush A's berries is set to 3 here. And so then we need to actually have the bush deal with that. So then it would be this specific variable. Can you emit that? No, maybe I typed it incorrectly. Okay, so I kind of just thought because that script would always be running, I would be able to just get access to it. Let me check that guy's video and see what he specifically does, because he renames everything. It's great. You're muted. So yeah, he changes remaining bullets to player stats dot remaining bullets. I don't think he had to do anything extra. This looks like not quite the top of his script. Damn it. Okay, so I might just need to rewatch that from the beginning. Shit. Okay. All right. Okay, so where's the actual part where he starts doing work? It's right here. All right, you know what? Pause the music for a second. Unmute the video.
A singleton class
Whoa.
manages the player's
He's a little bit loud.
stats. For this, I create a directory called singleton.
Okay,
And
make the
inside
directory.
I
Sure.
player stats.gd. Now, all I have to do is move the variable that counts the player's bullets to this new class.
Okay.
Next, to tell Godot that I want this class to become a singleton and be accessible from any scene, I go to Project Settings, then the Auto Load tab. Here I press this button to select the script that I just created. I leave the class name as it is and click on the Add button. From now on, this class is accessible from
Okay.
in the project. Now, the only thing I have to do is replace the use I made of the variable with player stats.remaining bullets.
Okay.
This way, the
Okay, so then I've done something else wrong. It is object underscore variables. Great. And then I guess I should check. Bush underscore A underscore 1 underscore berries. You know what? Why not just copy it? Why not just fucking copy it? Okay, I did spell it right. All right. Okay, so then this should be the appropriate way to address it. And I shouldn't have to actually talk about it up here. At least according to that guy's video. Hold on, how old is this? 6 months. Okay, so this should be Godot 4. Godot 4 has been out for 6 months. Okay. Well, yeah, now you're mad because I took away the berry count thing. Okay, so right, because this is the fucking the signal up here is defined. Okay, great. Now it's mad up here. Okay. Expected closing parenthesis after signal parameters? Isn't that what that is? Do you want another one? You have that at 6:43. Interesting. It won't let me put it in this format. Damn it. Damn it, bro. Okay. All right. Time for a bang my head against the wall moment. Okay, so why would that not be okay? This guy is just relying on it in various parts of his script, but I don't think he's ever emitting it as a signal. And I guess maybe maybe, yeah, maybe the whole point is because it's part of a singleton, I don't need to emit it as a signal. It's just available to whoever wants to grab it. So, okay. Okay, let's think about it that way. Have a backup save so I don't have to worry about, like, keeping all of this stuff. So let's just delete that. And so then in theory, if the bush ever needs to, the bush could, over time, the bush could grow a new berry and it could tell the global script, hey, I grew a new berry. And the global script can update, be like, okay, I'm upping your berry count by 1. But separate from that, it's not a time to worry about that. Then separate from that, all we have to do for Radicate is like, we don't even have to worry about a signal being sent. We just have Radicate check that variable. Like he should just be able to check that variable. Crap, do I still have that in the, great. Okay, I do have it in my clipboard. So shit, okay. So then what are we doing? What are we doing here? We're hungry. We pause the global timer. And then we're just going to do like an if that object variable is greater than 1. Then we just subtract 1 from it. If it's greater than 1, we just subtract 1. And then we subtract some value off of Radicate's hunger. We'll just do 10. 10 per berry. Okay, wait, actually, no. Shit. There's not enough berries for that. Okay, you know what? To get this working, let's say that the bush can have 30 berries. For now, we won't worry about this. We'll say the bush can have 30 berries. Eventually, we'll have Radicate being willing to go to multiple bushes to get his food if he needs to. And so it won't be the end of the world if a bush only has a few berries. But for now, just to test functionality, let's go with a bush having 30 friggin' berries. And so then we go back to the eat action. So Radicate, you're going to see if it's greater than 1. Right, I need a colon. Sorry. Really bad with the fucking formatting. Oh, interesting. Object variable is not declared. Now, shit. Let me make sure that auto load object variables is set to auto load. Its name is object underscore variables. Are you mad about this? Like, I should just be able to use you. Oh, shit. Okay. He has it's the name of the scene, not the name of the file. Or it's the name of the script, not the name of the actual file. Player.stats. Sorry, no. Player stats. Player is capital, stats is capital, no space. But the name of his script is player underscore stats. Shit, okay. That's weird to me. But okay. So then we would just need object variables. We need the actual name, not its path. Or the file name. Okay. Things are hard when you fail at noticing the details. Okay, are you less mad about that? You're not mad about that. Let's go. Okay, cool. Okay, so if the berry bush has more than 1 berry, according to that variable that's stored in the global script, we take 1 off of it, and we take 10 off of Radicate's hunger, and then we can just repeat that. So we can just stay in running. But Greg, oh no. Greg has eyed my mouse. Okay, we just don't move the mouse. Yeah, no, there's nothing there, Greg. Nothing worth pawing at. Mm-hmm. Yep, yeah, just totally yep, uh-huh. Go clean yourself on the cat bed. Perfect. Okay, so now we need to deal with the other situation, which is what happens when there are no bushberries left. And shit, I guess for now, maybe we don't do that. Maybe we just test to see if this works. Is this thing going to break? So, okay, you know what? Fine. Let's have the other if situation. Shit, that looks formatting wise. Okay, great. Now we're good. Okay, so right, I've structured this weirdly. Okay, so it should be if this thing and this other thing. Because otherwise we don't want to return running. So we want to put these two requirements up here. Then if Raticate's hungry and there's berries on that bush, then go ahead and eat one of those berries. And also pause that timer that's increasing your hunger, just for the sake of simplicity. Okay, and then the other situation is basically if it's equal to 0, then don't even pause the timer, honestly. So this situation is like Raticate thought there was food here. He maybe like he thought this was a good place to eat and he's coming toward it, and then everybody else steals all his berries before he gets here. So he gets here, he gets to the bush, he tries to eat a berry, and the bush just has no berries. So we just don't do anything except we want to just return success, I think. Because then the whole tree is going to start over as quickly as possible. Which is, I think, what we want. Maybe there's a more ideal thing to do. Like, could I send myself back? Like, essentially what I would want to do is go back to the hunger selector. Be like, hey, Raticate, sorry, everybody ate your food. Go back to figuring out where your best food source is. Okay. I don't think that's really necessary, because if we just let the whole thing restart, then he will deal with it. Why are you mad about this? Assignment is not allowed inside an expression. I'm using an individual equal sign like a fucking normie. Okay. It's got to be a double equal sign because that is checking to see if something is equal to something, whereas the normal equal sign by itself alone just means you're setting the thing equal to 0. Holy shit. It is going to take me so long to learn that stuff. I can see it when other people do it and I'm in the right mindset, but when I'm just like thinking through these things, my brain just thinks like, yeah, equals means equals. It doesn't mean set something. Like x equals 5 doesn't mean set x equal to 5. It means x, that is what x is. Fuck. Okay. So then this should functionally be fine. And if every creature is unwilling to eat a berry and subtract 1 when it gets to 0, we should be okay. We shouldn't have to worry about the value going below 0. Oh shit, also, since last week, I did, since we're about to run this and test it, I forgot. I made a fucking, like, main menu. Just to test it out. It's got, like, an animated GIF, some sounds. Currently trying to figure out how to load game. Okay, right, because your pathfinding is janky, you're gonna do that. Okay. Okay, and so I need you to stop reporting your position. I was having you report your position for other reasons. We do still want you printing hunger, so that's still happening. That's good. Shit, Radicate, where are you printing your position? Fuck. Oh my god. I have no idea where that's being printed at. Okay, so this is a thing for me to learn. It's like right here. Okay, I was printing his travel direction because I couldn't get his travel direction right, because travel direction is what allows me to animate his sprite correctly. And it's still being kind of wonky. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn those into notes so I can unturn them into notes. And then yeah, we'll just launch it again. Once I figure out how to load and save data, I'm gonna set this back to the main scene so I don't have to ever see the menu. All right, yep, you have to go down there for some weird reason. You think that's the place you gotta go. Okay, so interesting. Why did your hunger just like drop to 0? And now it's increasing. Did I tell it to increase? Okay. Still going up like 12 like it should. And it did drop off to 0. Oh, it just drops off to 0. Did it do that like immediately? Okay, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Fuck. Where did that actually happen? Did it just happen right at the end? No. Oh my god, bro. Okay, so first of all, why did you print the second fatigue failure? That should not be being printed. And then when it's okay, so hunger should get to 60, then we start going through the hunger checks and we get all the successes. 2, 3, 4, and then we end up at running. Ah, okay. So one thing I didn't think about, Radicate he just expertly ate 6 berries in like 6 frames. Okay, so we need some kind of a delay. Okay, and we should think about making this like a global, like a kind of a generally worded delay, because the idea would be that I could copy this eat action for a different creature and then adjust that time to be appropriate for that creature and whatever it eats. Maybe the thing it eats is a bigger thing that takes longer to eat. Okay, so then what do we want to do? We could still use timer 3. So before, we had been using timer 3 to say that every time timer 3 ends, take off 10 hunger and restart it. So then dang, I should not have changed. I should not have deleted stuff off of this. I should have left it the way that it was. Yeah, how did I have it set up before? I have the same. We can just look at the structure for like thirst. So essentially, if a timer had no time left, then well, now I thought the idea was going to be. Ah, yeah, nope, I missed the exclamation point. Okay, so up here, it's if the timer has run out, if Radicate is thirsty, his thirst is above 10, and the timer has run out, then we're going to restart the timer. And also, I would have thought take off some thirst. What the hell, Radicate? Oh, no, it's back in the main script that every time that timer restarts, it gets rid of 10 thirst. Okay. Okay, so we need to change that. Okay, so then we do need to have two different ifs. Shit. Okay, the way that this is nested is going to be annoying. I think I need to like actually restructure this considerably. Okay, so what's going to happen is we have our two different like primary conditions, which is that Radicate's hungry and there are berries, or Radicate's hungry and there are not berries. And then I think actually it might just be best to tell him to wait. There's some kind of wait command in Godot. So then essentially we can tell a script to wait until a timer times out. A timer that we create. And I think that makes more sense than how I had it set up before. This seems simpler. The way I have it set up now requires a separate object as a timer. Timers remove themselves from memory, or must they be dealt with? Questions answered by reading the documentation for Scene Tree. Just tell me. Just tell me. Damn it. Okay, well, let's assume that they're smart enough to get rid of the timer when it's not being used. Damn it, glasses. All right. So this person says to use something like this. Oh, I can't copy it? Wait. What? Why? Why would that not be? Can I still use Control-C? Okay, I can still use Control-C. So, and now also copy is not grayed out. Okay, all right, whatever. Fucking not gonna care. Okay, so then what we would want to do is we want to do the whole process. We want to let Radicate eat. Let's see, where would the delay be? So it's going to be like Radicate shows up, he takes a berry. Then there's a small delay because he's eating the berry. And then he's satisfied because he's got to eat the berry and then swallow it. So delay, are you in seconds? Time _ seconds. Okay, great. Sure, 4 seconds to eat a berry? 5 seconds. They're big berries. They're like the size of his mouth. He's a tiny rat. Okay. So then this should be all that I have to do? I guess let's find out. And actually, hold on. Let me change scene so I don't have to keep continuing the game. It's project settings and then general and then...
Excuse me, streamer. Please do close your windows.
All right. Thanks, Crazy Pants. Greg, I know. Greg is so mad about her window being taken away. Okay, where is the run thing? So what we want to run is, I think, shit, it's world? No, it's game. We want to run game. I need to organize this better. Should just be alphabetical. There we go. Suck it, Greg. Oh my god. That's so mean. What did she ever do to you? That's a joke. Greg's a little monster. All right, Radicate. Yep, go do that weird thing where you think you have to run down there. Oh. Tried to call an async function without a wait. Interesting. Okay, so then there is some kind of problem with using a wait with behave. My guess would be that behave wants to be doing something every fucking, like, every frame, because that's the whole point of a behavior tree. And so telling that behavior tree to just fucking stop for 5 seconds, it's like, no. And maybe if I knew how Godot worked better, I could figure out how to do that, how to tell behave, like, no, it's okay, you can wait. But I don't. So then I think the thing to do would be just set it back up how it was before, the way that I know I can make it work. Which is fucking annoying, but so what we want to do is we want to use timer 3. Shit, do I still have... No. Okay, so let me go back to thirst. I need to get something on my clipboard. It was the drink action, and it's specifically time left. So what we want to do is we need to make our if statement more complicated and say, if your hunger's over 10 and the berry bush has some berries, and the time left for timer 3 equals 0. Why are you mad? At 116? Wait, I can't have multiple ands? Hold on. Where's 116? Ah, there's 2 colons. Oof. Great. Okay, this is an annoyingly long if statement. Radicate's hungry, there's a berry, and the timer has no time left. And in that case, that's as if... shit. Yeah, how the fuck? How do I want to do this? I don't think that's going to work, because then Radicate's going to wait to take a berry off of the bush. We need to take the berry immediately. So... but we don't want to take a berry every single fucking frame. Fuck. Wow, being able to use the await command would be very nice here. Okay, how do we do this? So we need Radicate to arrive. And if there is in fact a berry, he needs to immediately take that berry. So... Okay, this would actually be fully solved. Is time left equal to 0 when it's not running? The time's remaining timer in seconds returns 0 if the timer is inactive. Yes. Okay. Thank you. I don't know why they thought to do that, but that's exactly what I need. So maybe that just makes sense. Okay. So then actually it can be formulated the way I had it. Just not with the 2 colons. No, we don't have that. Craig. Every fucking thing is a toy to paw at or chew on. And apparently that's just teenage cats. By which I mean cats that are like between 1 and 3 years old. They're just little fucking demons. The kitten phase, apparently, I've never dealt with the kitten phase, is apparently not that bad because they can't get everywhere. The teenage phase is bad because they can get everywhere. They're like mostly fully grown. But they're still stupid and energetic. Okay, so Radicate shows up at the berry bush. He's hungry. There are berries, and the timer has no time left because it's not running. By default, it's not running. So then we need to start the timer. And then do everything else here. He's gonna take a berry. We don't want to wait on. Nope, don't want that anymore. Okay, so we want to start the timer. What is the exact command? Is it just like timer start? It is just timer start. Okay. Copying and pasting is nice, but also it's probably not teaching me as much as typing it all out would. But like, I don't want to type this crazy address, which shit is why I need to fucking reorganize how the timers are set up. Essentially, I can just define them as a variable up here and then just write like timer 4. Okay, actually, yeah, shit. Let's experiment with that. So if I just put this equals timer 4, like, can I just do that? Or I guess I would do it the other way. Like I would be saying that like timer 4 for here is this timer. Is that allowed? Ooh, what is this? The default value using the $, which won't return nodes in the scene tree before ready is called. Use the @on ready annotation to solve this. Thank you, Godot. You're so nice. Okay. So let's see if that works, because then we can essentially, the idea is we can just change this to timer 4. And like, boy, that looks cleaner. What if it doesn't work? Oh boy. Okay, whatever. Right, and it's not supposed to be 4. 4 is for thirst. That's what I get for copying and pasting. Okay, and so like this guy, we can just change you to timer 3. Probably shouldn't use caps. Probably caps is a bad idea. Let's not do that. Let's make our variable not use caps. And then I guess, shit, let's do the same thing for, just timer? Yeah, just timer. Okay, and so then we can replace you with just the word timer, you with just the word timer. Shit, also, that's supposed to be timer 3, bro. Right, let's just double check. The drink action is timer 4, yeah. And the one we did before was eat, and that's supposed to be timer 3. Yeah, okay. We can also replace you. Timer 3. All right, that does look a bit cleaner. Honestly, it's all right. Actually, I think it's, for a moment, it's harder for me to read because I was so used to these as kind of like they're very obvious in my code, these weird addresses with all the little fucking slashes and dots in green. Like I'm now missing that like landmark in the code. Shit, actually, I don't like that. Okay, whatever. It's simpler. It's probably better. Okay, fuck. So we're hungry. There's a berry. And timer 3 has no time left. So then we want to make sure the main timer stays paused. That's the one that's adding up or increasing Raticate's fatigue and hunger and thirst. And then we want timer 3 to start. And then we're going to take off a berry and eat. And so then at this point, when this tree, because it's going to be running, it's going to try to rerun this code immediately the next frame. It's going to come back. It's not going to be able to do anything. We're missing the if condition that we need, because now we're in a situation where all of this is true except the end. So let's go ahead and let's make that an if statement. So this is going to just be exclamation point equals. So if it doesn't equal that value, then what do we do? We just like return running. What did I do for the drink action? Oh, right, I was printing our current stage. Yeah, I guess that's valuable. That's valuable enough to do. Fine. So then, sure, for both of these, we want to be printing, actually, yeah, I'll just copy this. Okay, so no matter what, we print our current step, 6H, and then the hunger value. Okay. Shit, I still had the fucking game engine running. Whoopsie. Well, shit, now you're mad. Okay. Who did this? What fool did this, huh? Why are there 2 Fs? Dear God. Yeah, sorry. I meant to stop you first. You're right. You're right. Oh, shit. Okay. Great. It runs again. Eradicate, you're going to do that weird thing where you think you got to go down there. Yep, sure. Still need to fucking figure that out. Okay, and so down here, you are eating quite fast. That's too fast. It's not once every frame, though. Why are you eating so fast? It's every 2 seconds. Nope. Yeah, it is every 2 seconds. Okay. I guess that was every 2 seconds. Okay. Hungry boy, indeed. Okay, so now I feel like the thing to check. Very hungry. I think the next thing to do would be to take the object variable script and let's say there's only 3 berries. And so hopefully what'll happen is Raticate will only be able to eat 3 times. And then he'll get out of that tree. We'll see. The last thing he'll do. Why are you printing your location again, my guy? I thought I turned that off. Don't you dare keep eating. Don't you, sir? Sir. Okay. All right. It's good. This is good. It's fun to view this as like a puzzle to solve and trying to like demonstrate that something works. It does suck to fail so much, but we'll get there. Okay, so what happened? This didn't, like, this part of the if didn't go. It just ignored it, or I'm misunderstanding how it's implemented. So the only place, I could print this variable. I was gonna say the only place that we actually subtract a value from this variable is right here. And same with hunger. If Radicate's hunger is going down, it's because we're running these lines of code right here. I think. So this is where that timer would have been. Oh, no. No, because foolishly, in Radicate's script, when that timer ends, he subtracts hunger. Okay, so this just needs to be gone forever. Okay. And as we work through making each one of these more functional, we'll take that out. Oh, actually, fatigue might just stay that way. Fatigue, I think, can function like this. But maybe I want to put this value into the behavior tree code, because it's like why is it here? Why would it be over here? It just fucked me up having these values being modified in Radicate's script rather than here where we're like doing all the logic about when or why we should modify them. Okay. So now he shouldn't just like what, I guess he ate the berries and then he just started devouring the actual bush itself. I don't know. God, Radicate, you crazy fellow. Okay. 50 fucking hunger. And now it's just not going down at all. Okay. Okay, so just for a test, let's put running 1, 2, and 3 in here. And actually, no, you need to be success. That's silly. And you know what? We're going to call you success 2 and you success 1. So which running is running? I'm thinking that it's not triggering the appropriate running. Okay, yeah, so it just immediately jumps to running 2. So for some reason he thinks that this is not the proper situation, that this if statement is not activating. But it should be. Do I need to like make this an on ready, not this. Do I need to make this an on ready variable? Next step, I think, is to make Radicate print out the, what the number of bushes, nope, the number of berries on the bush equals. Okay, yeah, it just immediately jumps to running 2. Okay, so then in that case, fine. You want to play this fucking game? Fine. Show me the fucking eat action. And we know we're printing running 2 and his hunger. So let's just add on to there object variables bush berries. Stupid fucking rat. What are you doing? Why don't you just eat the berries? I'm trying to feed you berries, my guy. Oop. 502, you say? No, there's no space. It's his hunger's 50 and then there's 2. Well, now, motherfucker, what? Was there a moment when it was I bet for a single fucking frame it's running 1. The shit's so crazy. Like, I can explain to somebody how these things work, and then when it comes to the practice of like utilizing that knowledge to understand the situation, just I know nothing. Okay, so yeah, it did absolutely do. It ran the first if statement that I thought should happen. It ran it once, and then it's waiting. Did we just not reset the timer? Ah, shit. Yeah, because he goes in with 60 hunger, and then he eats 1 berry. And then... And then nothing else. Okay. Double check. Timer 3. You're just set at 2 seconds, right? Okay. And then also double check. Do we reset the timer? Specifically, when it equals 0, we need to, yes, we restart it. Okay. So then every 2 seconds, he should do a running 1. He doesn't. He just does it 1 time. And then also, let me put a fucking space in that printing spot. This. Fuck, how do, like, do I literally have to do that to get a space? And then, yeah, a comma. Okay, all right. Because it's 2 values, I guess. Okay, all right. Okay, so why would this be happening? The timer doesn't auto start. It doesn't like reset itself when it hits 0. It's supposed to be stuck at 0. And so then after 2 seconds, we should see 1 single line of running 1 6H, and then a 10 lower than this. It should be 40. And then we should immediately again start seeing running 2 6H. And then we would have the 40 because he would have eaten 1 more berry. And then this would be a 1 because this is the total number of berries. It's not fucking happening. Why? Okay, can I just like, let's make this window just a little bigger. Okay. So this if is not getting triggered again. I could print out the time remaining for the timer. Maybe that's the problem. Did I screw up? It was maybe a bad idea to try new things with the code while also trying this reformatting of the timers. Okay. I guess I fine, let's try that. I need to know the timer's working. So it's just gonna be like timer 3, just like time left? Sure. Okay. And then, you know what? Fine, we'll just put another little space in there. Like, are you just not getting to 0? What are you doing? Oh shit, also I keep forgetting to move the berry bush right next to Eradicate so he doesn't do this crazy shit. Okay, the timer is constantly restarting. But we're not subtracting berries. Who is restarting you? As far as I know, this is the only place you should start, and you're not set to auto start. Just make sure. Okay, so if you have auto start set to true, the timer will automatically start when entering the scene tree. I guess that isn't auto restart. Why would you be restarting? Who is telling you to restart? Do timers just restart by default? feel like if so, then my other fucking code wouldn't work. Oh, actually, no, that's not necessarily true because the drink action just checks. It checks to see like, hey, is time left 0? If it is, do this one thing. If it's not, do this other thing. Okay, time to check that. Godot 4. Do timers auto restart? How to stop timer restart? Yeah, man, I thought I just had to tell it to start again. Does it have one shot set to false? Oh, that was a fucking value. How did I? It was right there. It was if I moved my mouse like 6 pixels up, 1 shot. If true, the timer will stop when reaching 0. If false, it will restart. You know, that seems like wow, if you had a timer in a game dev program that would just be a setting that everybody would want, and so it would just be a fucking setting. Ah, shit. Okay, so then that should fix it. Nope. You know what? I keep forgetting to move the thing. We're just going and then eradicate right here. Here's your bush. He's right over here now. I want him to have to move a tiny bit. Yeah, and then put me over here. Great. Okay, so now he shouldn't go down and to the left in that weird spot that he, for some reason, because the nav mesh is fucked up. Don't you dare. I see you looking over there, buddy. I see you. Okay, great. He didn't. All right. Okay, so... Oh, we broke out of... Okay. That got weird. That got weird real quick. We went back to the top of the tree. We didn't restart the global needs counter. Okay. But also... If you were running... Why did it go back up to here? You should be running. If you're running, you stay inside that spot in the behavior tree. You don't jump back up to the beginning. Ooh. Oh, so many things I don't understand. Okay, so... Okay, so if we need to worry about restarting the initial timer, for sure. Yeah, anytime we hit success, we need to like restart that timer. And so then we have this thing down here, which yes, we should restart that timer for sure. Let's put it above print. I like having print be like the last thing. Okay, so then if Radicate can't find food and he needs to go seek it elsewhere, while he's seeking it, his global needs will be increasing. Whereas if he's actually eating, for the sake of simplicity, he is not getting more tired, he's not getting more thirsty, he's not getting more hungry. Just for that moment while he's actually actively munching on food. A little unrealistic, but makes it simpler to figure out problems. And maybe at the end, when I finally have these all running, maybe I will just have their needs increasing all the time and not worry about pausing it. Because really, their needs are supposed to increase slowly, but right now I'm having them increase very quickly so that we can test. We can make that rat hungry real fast instead of just twiddling our thumbs until he gets hungry. Okay, so we restart it if we leave, but the problem is, like, according to my understanding of behavior trees, which is obviously flawed, we shouldn't have left. Failure 1 should only print once the when the behavior tree gets back to the very beginning. And so essentially, this should not have happened without seeing a success 6H. Either this success 2 6H should have printed, which is Raticate acknowledging like, hey, I'm still hungry, but there's no berries here. Or the other situation, which is like, hey man, I'm just not hungry anymore. Let's go back to the rest of my behavior tree. Wow, now my brain just wants to call it a scene tree. I've been watching videos to try and figure out how to transition scenes within a scene. So that way you can always have like a global like game manager thing running, so your pause menu can always be there. But then when you switch levels in a game, you're swapping out scenes. And boy, the term scene tree has come up a lot. Why did you do this? Return success. Return success. Both of these are for the... Hey. Just trying to highlight things to express my thoughts. So both of those situations are for when like Raticate's not going to be eating food. And then we have the other two situations, which is Raticate. These are like a loop that Raticate should be bouncing in between. They're the same if statement, except one of them is if the timer is 0, and the other one is if the timer is not 0. So as long as Raticate is hungry and there are berries on the bush. Oh, this should be greater than or equal to 1. Because if there's 1 berry, he can eat the berry and set it down to 0. Yeah. Yeah, that was silly of me. Okay, but that was not even the problem. Okay, so I guess I should just walk through what is exactly happening right here. So he came in here with his hunger at 60, and then he eats 1 berry. And so then that's why you can see the timer counting down. You can see the fact that there are now 2 berries instead of 3, because we're starting with 3 berries, and his hunger's at 50, and that makes sense. He had it at 60, which made him realize he was hungry, came to the bush, subtracted 10, great. And so that this is just being printed over and over and over as the timer whittles down. Then the timer hits 0, and now we go from being in this section. This was if the timer is not 0. Now for just a moment we're in here. The timer is 0. So it does what it's supposed to do. I would think. Yes, it subtracted 10 hunger, so we did that. Maybe it subtracted 1 off of the berry bush. I don't actually know. It probably did. And then we do know it printed running 1 and then 6H to let us know it's the 6th hunger, like error code being printed, I guess. And then 40, which is his new hunger value. So we started at 60, subtracted 10 once. Great. Subtracted 10 again. Great. And then we just jump back to the beginning. We jump back to the beginning of the fucking behavior tree, but that's not supposed to happen. It returned running. This thing returns running, so that means redo this fucking code. And then that should go back to this guy. I'm gonna just run her again. We'll see what happens. I'll be ready to close it quickly so I don't have to scroll up a bunch. Okay. That looked like it ran longer, but I'm not sure. Yeah, this time it fucking worked. What the fuck? Bitch, I didn't change a thing. Shit. Okay, no, I did change the greater than. But you still should have eaten. No, wrong. You shouldn't have yet. Nope. Okay, yeah, no, the greater than was the problem. That was, oh my God, I said it wasn't the problem. It was literally the problem because the moment that there was 1 left, then it was triggering. Oh, it was triggering none of these. Okay, so that's an interesting thing. My discomfort with else has maybe kind of screwed me. I had 4 if statements and none of them were being triggered. Holy shit, that's very funny. Okay. So then probably it would be smart to just turn this into an else. With a colon. Sorry. Because then at least we always return a value. Like, I want my behavior tree to always be returning success, running, or failure like that. Seems like you might cause other problems if you don't do that, since that is like the point of a behavior tree. Okay, great. So that's we figured that out after far too long. So what the fuck do we do now? We have demonstrated that Radicate is successfully counting those values. So what the hell should I do now? He gets the total number of berries from the bush. If it's greater than 0, we subtract 1. The value is 0, we just return success, so we restart the tree. Indeed. Okay. We thought we needed a signal from the berry bush. It didn't even. We just need a fucking variable that everybody can look at. And now we have that. We could... at some point, I need the player to be able to interact with the berry bush. I think that's something we'll do soon. Probably not yet. I probably need to... maybe next stream I'll make like an inventory. That's definitely on the short list of things to figure out. And then... what else do we need the berry bush to do? At some point, we need a second Radicate in here. Also doing his own thing. So then that way we can test not only what happens when 2 Radicates are hungry and they go for the same bush. Hopefully it'll nicely let them... Oh, you can just see the... What? Pause menu, you're like in a weird spot, but okay. I'm just gonna hide you. Anyway, so like I was saying, when there's 2 Radicates, they should nicely be able to like each eat berries and have it subtract from the total. We need the berry bush to generate berries. So like, I guess we can do that. So thinking about that conceptually. Imagine we have a simulated world. We have not just bushes. We have trees that are growing things. What is the smartest way? What is the smartest way to have lots of different plants growing things at different rates? Like, I feel like you could probably code it like when this berry bush is born, it checks to see what a global timer is at, and then once so many seconds have passed, it'll make a new berry. That seems potentially the simplest thing to do, because then you'd have like one global timer and you'd have every different object that's like, okay, you make apples. Apples appear every 1,000 seconds. Whereas bush, you make berries and berries appear every 100 seconds. Don't know how to actually do that. So what I'm thinking is kind of something in between, like having one global timer and having everything have its own timer. Like, what if I have just a short timer that's like, this is the global timer for fast growing things. Maybe like growth timer 1 is short, and then like growth timer 2 is a little less short, growth timer 3 a little less short, growth timer 4 is the longest of all the timers. And so then whenever growth timer 4 restarts, the slow things grow something. All the apple trees grow an apple. Okay, that seems actually kind of lame, because then if the player is walking along, they'll just be like, what the fuck? Like every tree around me just grew an apple. That's fucking weird. It's kind of funny. Huh. Actually, yeah, that could be interesting for like a puzzle. Just have the timer in the auto load. You can check it from everywhere. Well, yes, definitely. But I don't know about essentially what I just said makes me feel like I want like staggered timers or something. Or instead of like, let's say, instead of like a global timer for slow growing things like apples, because then, like I just said, when that timer finishes, everything that can grow an apple is going to grow an apple, and that's fucking weird. Maybe just like a chance? There's just like a chance it grows an apple? I also don't like that, because then you still would have things growing apples at the same time. So then, okay. Then we just go with a short growth timer. We have a growth timer. Okay, so let's, yeah. Okay. We have a growth timer that's very short, and then we just have a very small chance of anything happening. Like, let's say the growth timer is a minute. Every minute, if you're an apple tree, you have a 1 in 20 chance of making an apple. If you're a berry bush, you have a 1 in 5 chance of making a berry. So that way we can have things grow faster than other things, but it's always still left up to chance. So you probably won't be walking along and see literally a dozen apple trees all make an apple at the same fucking time. Okay. So then I guess what we need to do is like just make the timer in here. You could do a check of the global timer if X time has passed. Then there's a change to grow a berry. Well, okay, you mean chance to grow a berry. Yeah, that is essentially what I want. That is like that's exactly what I'm trying to say. So that way, because there's only a chance that a berry will spawn, and it should be relatively low. So I want the timer to be pretty frequent. And then the faster something grows, that is represented by it having a higher random chance every time the timer ticks down. Yeah, exactly. Because the goal is only one timer, but like I said, we don't want like every bush to grow its berry at the same time. We want it to feel like it's kind of like oh, just look, a berry just appeared. Like in Minecraft, you plant a tree and then you plant a little sapling, and at some point it jumps up into a bigger tree, and then a bigger tree? Actually, maybe it just grows once. Maybe trees just like pop into fully grown existence from their little sapling form. Either way, you could plant 20 trees next to each other, 20 saplings, and they won't all grow into big old trees at the same exact time. It might be very close, but at least in my experience playing the game, I've never seen 2 trees just like both turn into trees from saplings at the same time. Okay, so we just need to have a fucking timer that's running. What is that fucking... There was a line of code to make a timer. It's just create timer. Is that actually, like, can I just actually do that in here? And then do I want it? I need it to be a variable. Shit, yeah, I don't actually know how to do this. Can you make a timer as a variable rather than like an actual scene? And I think maybe I can just start it the way I want. Or the using that like same kind of code. Okay, yeah, I know it's an object, but can I just have it exist in a script? How do I make an accurate timer in Godot 4? What the hell? Is the normal timer function not accurate? 3 ways to create timers. I could make a timer node and have it in the world scene. Shit, good point. Good point. The whole goal is to have this like game manager. Actually, yeah, so I've restructured the game. There is a game manager scene above the world scene. And eventually, this demo only has one level, which is world. But when I'm actually designing the game, this will be a region. World will be a region, and I'll be swapping regions in and out as the player moves through them. And then the game manager will be the one that will just need to have a timer. Okay. All right. So we'll just add a child node to you. Yes, what do we call you? Like global growth timer? All right, sure. You are. Yeah, no, you're not one shot. Yeah, you are not one shot, and you do auto start. We want you just running, and then. But how often? How often? Maybe just like every 5 seconds? Every 5 seconds, something could grow. Maybe even every 10. Let's go with like less demanding. Shit, you know what? No, we're testing it. We're testing it. We'll go with 5 for now. That's fine. It could be used for day-night cycles as well, so maybe something like just time. Well, would it not make sense to have a longer timer for day and night? Oh, and shit, actually. Ooh, okay, that's a thing to think about. Do I want time in the game to pass? Yeah, probably. It's cool playing like Pokemon Gold and Silver, and like nighttime in real life is nighttime in the game. But that actually sucks if you can never play at night. So yeah, I think it would be better to have a day-night cycle that's passing. So sure, then we would use a timer for that, in addition to probably letting the player pass time on their own. To maybe like we would like reset the timer and move time up to daytime or nighttime or whatever. But yeah, wouldn't it be potentially better to have? Well, ooh, okay, because yeah, I guess it's not just like day isn't just gonna switch to night, right? It's gonna slowly transition. Like there's gonna be a point where we transition to like sunset. Okay. You're right. So this should just be a global timer. And then every time it resets, we can have creatures, we can have plants, we can have them rolling the dice to see if they have a time change. Or to see if they have an effect change based on time, like a Rattata growing up into Eradicate. That probably wouldn't be random. That would probably be after so many counts of this. But which in that case, then fine. Rattata would be looking at this timer, but it would be counting up. Whereas a bush would be looking at this timer, and every time it resets, roll the dice with a very low chance of making a berry. An apple tree would be looking at this timer. Every time it resets, roll the dice. It's an even lower chance than the berry bush. It has an even lower chance of making a fruit because apples should take longer to grow than berries. Okay. Okay, so then what we need to do is then we need a variable in here that just is this timer. Oh, actually, okay, hold on, let's think about this, because everything that's going to be loaded will be in the game manager. So it should be able to just like directly refer to this global timer without using the like singleton script, right? Ooh. Okay, I think for now, yes, but eventually, we were talking earlier, Coding Autistic mentioned that simulating things in the background would be smart. And I don't know how that's going to work. So we might actually have to put this into the singleton script, but maybe not. If I have like a weird scene, like the game manager scene sits above everything, so I can always have this pause menu. And we'll swap in and out whatever level we're currently at, whatever region we're at. But then maybe I have another scene that's just kind of loaded in the background that's like simplified simulation calculations. You still need a reference for it in the singleton to get access to it from other scripts. Oh, shit. Really? I don't know why my thought process of it seems perfectly fine that it's just part of the game manager scene and everything is loaded into the game manager. So it should be accessible. But I guess if I'm working on a script that isn't currently loaded. All right. Okay. Yeah, we'll just. So then what do we want to call it? Just like call it global timer. Is global timer? Yeah, that looks fine. And then I don't think we need to like actually do anything, right? Like it's just going to be running. It's part of the game manager, which is always loaded. So it should just always be running. It's set to auto start and it's not a one shot, so it'll constantly repeat. Okay, so it'll just always be running. Great. Use :timer as well for faster code, as in like say that it is a timer. Holy shit, that makes it that much faster? It's like this? No. You don't? Okay, Small Brain Ape did not put a space. That seems wrong, because up here you just put a space for int. Why are you mad at me? Could not find the type timer in the current scope. No fucking way. What can you show me what I can define this as? Show me all of the different options I have. No, Godot. Okay, all right. Oh my god, a big T. All right, okay. Can int have a big I? No. What? Oh shit. Okay, that really bugs me. Okay, all right. Thanks, Small Brain. I will try to get used to that. Some things have to be small letters, some have to be big. Maybe like integer seems like a more universal class of things, and timer is a more specific Godot thing. Like obviously there's timers and other stuff, but like, yep, it's annoying. Oh my god, dude. Could you make some kind of adjustment to your project settings that's like, hey, Godot, every time you see like me defining a variable with a colon and then a thing, just like pretend that small t on the word timer is big T. I bet the project settings have something where you could do that, and that would be very nice. But whatever, fine, okay. Fuck, that's really stupid. Okay, so now we have access to the global timer. So let's go look at the bush and... Fuck, Bush, I know you're in here. It's alphabetized. It's alphabetical. Oh my god, I can never remember if it's alphabetical. It's so obviously alphabetical. Probably more appropriately alphanumeric. Whatever. Alphanumerical? Is that a thing? Maybe alphabetical just also includes numerics. I don't know. Okay, so what do we want to do here? For now, for testing, we'll still have the global object variable script start the berry bush with 3. So then, okay, and then actually let's take out that. We don't actually need that. Okay, so ooh, a YouTube video. What do we got?
Have you ever been?
Godot static typing. Is it really faster? Ooh, cool. This is going to be a demonstration that, like, it is faster. Oh my god, guys, we could get cheap viewers. I don't want cheap viewers. I want cool viewers. Damn, actually, ooh, I wonder... It wouldn't be a good thing to do, but it might be a cool thing to do. What if I did what these bots were doing, where they advertise viewers, but, like, I don't know, like, I buy access to ChatGPT and I make the bots, like, the viewers, like, chatters. Like, good ones. God, that probably wouldn't work. ChatGPT's fucking dumb. But I feel like that could be nice. Ooh, actually, okay, wait, hold on. Next level. What about, like, if your kid is streaming, he's like 13 or 14, and you want, like, a bot to keep him company, but also, like, you know, kind of monitor what he's doing. Like, make sure he's not, like, playing bad games. That would be a fun thing. A little nanny GPT bot. Not just nanny though, like friend. Like offer him cool advice in Minecraft. Fuck. Okay. Anyway, unrelated. Back to the thing. So then in the physics process, in the process function, what do we want to do? We probably want to check. We probably want to like check our berries. So phi, yeah, okay, fingers. All right. So if this variable, no, you gotta do the actual name of it. Object variables. Yep, thank you. And then that, if that equals 3, then like we just don't do anything. You didn't. Ha. Don't assign. Equate. And then a colon. Oh my god. Okay. So we're considering 3 max right now. And actually, you know what? I guess for future scalability, instead of this, let's say let's make it a variable, right? Max food? Maybe like max item count. We might have other things in the future that can spawn stuff. Maybe like ores, veins of ore. And so if we have a max item count, then like it just makes sense to look at in the code. If I ever went to copy this code for the ore, it would be very clear instead of just having this 3 down here that I need to like parse through the code and remember. Okay, that feels like an actual smart thing I did right there. Now what though? So if it's at that, then you just do nothing. If it's not at that, oh my god, the colons. I'm not good with colons. Okay, so if it's not that, then what are we doing? Fucking, we want to grow more berries. So we just do an on timer timeout. And then we do a random, we roll the dice. Okay, so we do an on timer timeout, make a random number. If that random number is above something, well, we fucking make a berry. If the random number is not above some value, we don't make a berry. Okay. Okay. So then what's the timer called? Just global timer. And it's part of that thing. So we go object variables. I think I just named it that. Shit, what is the thing? I swear it's just like on timer timeout. Okay, well, let's go in order. Let's double check the things. It is just called global timer. Okay, and then I have somewhere in eradicate scene tree, we can look at our drink action. Oh, we don't actually have an on timer timeout thing there. What about in here though? Yeah. Okay, this is because we've connected. We actually have used a signal for that timer. Okay. So then we can probably just do that the same way for the bush. Shit, but I want this to be... Okay, so I was setting this up as part of the physics process, but no. We just need it to be its own function, and it only needs to happen when the timer times out. It doesn't need to be trying to check every fucking frame, every tick. Fuck, okay, all right. So then we'll leave this here for a second. We're gonna reconstruct this down here in a new function. We just need a signal. So... Shit, we go to that thing, the object variables, and then... Oh, actually, no, I guess we would... Ooh, shit, okay, so hold on. So I know how to send a signal from this global timer. It's just like in here, on timeout. How do I send that and make sure that it's like red, or that it goes through the object variables? Maybe this just handles it by being a variable that's in here? Shit. Okay, whatever. Let's just try it. And then if it ever doesn't work, let's leave a note. Not sure about signal with global timer and okay, not sure about global timer and on timer timeout signal. With singleton. Okay, so we'll just note that. To connect this, where are we connecting it to? We're connecting it to the bush. Right, because you need to be part of the scene tree. Now, you are part of world. What does advanced do? That doesn't necessarily look like what I want. Do we send it? Can I send this signal to the global script? Ooh. Okay. Using a singleton to encapsulate a timer, I should probably add Godot 4. Hmm. Make a singleton node, give it a timer via code. Add the script to autoload, sure. Any other script, you can access it. Global timer timeout print foo. Okay. So then we can potentially do this. Will this actually work? Let's find out. Okay, so we're not going to do it like that. What we're going to try and do is alt tabbing. Let's just take this. So then in the ready function, actually, do we even need pass now that we're doing something? Probably not. So then his script was named global. Okay. And then their variable is called timer.new. Interesting. Does he ever actually address timer.new? And I guess that it's just called timer, but it doesn't have a capital T. Fuck. Ooh, manually added timer.tscn as autoload. Now I can connect it with global timer.connect and set its time with global timer .wait _ time equals X. And somebody downvoted him. Okay, cool. Yeah, great. That's very helpful for me. Interesting. Yeah, I don't understand this structure. Like, this seems like this guy has the answer and nobody told him, like, hey, you spelled something wrong or did something wrong. Right, because he just calls, this is the variable. This is the variable name. So then it's just down there like that. Okay, great, fine. Okay. So then what we want to do is we want to change this. Shit, what is our thing called? It's not object variables. Is that? No, is that the... Shit. Yeah, no, that's the autoload script. It is object variables. Make sure. Yep, object variables. Okay. All right. Fuck. Take me back. Oh, God. We were in the bush thing. Okay. Yeah, shit. Maybe calling this thing global would be smart. Shit. The further I go in, the harder that's going to be to change. All right. Nope, not going to worry about it right now. Okay, object variables. And then what is the actual timer in there called? Global timer is the name of it. Okay. And then... So now that when this thing readies, it should be connected to that timer. And so then we can just have a function down here that does this. We don't actually need to connect this because we've connected it through up here. And so then what we want to do... shit. This needs to be a function. Did I not copy function? Oh, interesting. No, it's not. Wait, yeah, doesn't it need to be a function? Not just shit. Not just on global timer timeout. Maybe because he had that included in the ready function in this text. I don't know. That seems like that should be a function. Hold on. Let me... where did we have the other timer timeouts? Radicate? Yeah, it's function on timer timeout. Is this like old Godot? How old is this? 2 years. Shit. Okay, it could be old Godot. All right, well, hopefully this still works. Most things still work. And the things that don't work, it's like 2 words are different. So hopefully this will function. Okay, so then what do we actually want to do? Now we're doing what I thought we'd be doing every frame. Very foolish way to do that. Instead of every frame, we want to do it when this timer times out. So when the timer times out, just check and see if you have the max number of berries on your bush. If you do, then don't do anything. Just fucking pass. And then if you don't, then what? If you don't, should have written it out. So we need to roll. We need to roll a random number, which is like random integer or something, within a range. Sure. Could I know? I can't just click it. Can I double click it? You can double click it. Okay, great. Oh, too few arguments. Well, yeah, I'm still, bro. Come on, Godot, give me a second. It'd be nice if you were on a line, if it would like be orange, like you didn't do anything wrong, but if you left now, it would be wrong. Okay, so can I just give you the range? Like, can you tell me what is your syntax here? There we go. I have to type something. Okay, from one value to a value. Can I just like do like 1 to 100? And you're cool? Okay, cool. Okay, so all we're doing right now is just calculating a random number. Do I calculate the random number first? Shit, how do I... Like, we can have an if statement inside of an else thing, right? Like... Okay, I guess, well, first of all, we should make this a variable, right? What should we call you? Just random? We'll just call you random? Am I not allowed to do that? Right, you don't say equal. You say variable and then the name and then you... Oh my god, bro. How am I so bad at this? Just gotta practice. I'm old, need more practice. Okay, so... we now have a random number between 1 and 100. So the goal is to check to spawn berries at the beginning of every day. No, the goal is going to be just like over time. Every so many minutes. Currently, it's every 5 minutes. But I want berries to kind of be able to spawn randomly at any time. And that, I guess maybe that's not realistic. Like really... Oh, actually, shoot, do I want to do that? Do I want the ripening process to be visible? Fuck, okay, maybe the next game. But yeah, the goal will be every few minutes, there's a very small chance that just a berry will appear on any given bush. Maybe even a few bushes. So each bush, every like few minutes, it's going to do a little calculation. It's going to do a little dice roll to see, should I make a berry? Well, first it checks... The timer times out. The bush says, am I at max berries? If he's at max berries, we're done. If he's not at max berries, we roll a random value and based on that random value, decide. Let's do 0 to 99. No, let's do 1 to 100. Based on that random value, then we decide whether to make a berry or not. Yeah, shit. Okay, what do I... Ooh. What do I want the chances to be? You're going to check on timeout. You feel like having separate timers are better because it might be different for different bushes or berries. You'd rather check against the global timer if X time is passed. You don't think this would work to just have a global timer that times out relatively quickly and you just have a very low chance for berries to spawn? Because I would assume the more timers I'm running, probably like the more it's more demanding on the game, right? And so then I feel like let's say it's open paint. I don't know. Let's say you've got like, all right, the square is the player. The player's like walking along. There's a bunch of berry bushes. Every few minutes, let's say it's like a D20, you roll the die, and I guess each of these are rolling their own die every like minute, every 5 minutes, whatever the value is going to end up being in the long run. And like, let's say like this guy rolls a 1, so no berry. This guy rolls a 5, no berry. Let's say you got to get a 19 or a 20. Let's say they all roll under 19 or 20 except this one. And so then like, boop, that one gets a berry. So then like the player's walking along and then they see like a berry kind of fade in to existence. To me, it seems like you could just handle that with one global timer and then you just do a little die roll, a little random number check, random number generation and check. So that way you're only functioning with one timer, but you could use that timer to spawn all sorts of things. And maybe there would be a situation where like the player's walking along and like 2 berries appear at one time. But that's not so bad to me. I just don't want it to look really, really weird. Like I said before, if like a dozen apples all spawn on each apple tree in view, like that's going to be weird. Also, I feel like it's going to lead to the player like they'll know they can just sit and wait for apples to spawn. I want it to feel like nice and slow, randomized. But this discussion has made me realize it would be really cool to have like fruit actually grow. Like instead of a bush just spawning a ripe berry, it spawns a little tiny thing and then that like grows better and better. You thought we were talking about a 24-hour timer? Yeah, for sure. Because yeah, then timeout would not be the best way to do that. I do think it's going to be interesting to try and have a day cycle with a short global timer, a day and night cycle. I might have a second timer that's like running for day and night stuff. But maybe not. Maybe we could do it all with a little like 5-minute global timer, and we have some script that's just adding up, that's just keeping track of what time of day it is. Every time the timer times out, it adds a little bit of time to the day. And then at a certain point, we trigger like a little sunset animation. God, it would be very cool to have realistic lighting. To have the sun moving above the player and like casting shadows, but oof, that would be complicated. I would love to do that, but that seems maybe a little bit too complicated. A nice small touch if if somehow a bunch of people wanted me to do this and gave me a bunch of money on Kickstarter, then like sure, that could be a stretch goal. Realistic day-night cycle? Hell yeah. Anyway, okay, so let's keep going with this. So if the random number is greater than what? I think for now... Ooh, should we make this a variable? Do we want to make this like a threshold so I could just tweak it up here, or maybe even export it so it's a value like Radicate in the inspector. Radicate. He can have things assigned to him. So maybe if I was going to make another kind of bush, it would be nice for this script to kind of be ready to adapt. So what could we do? We could have this be like spawn chance. It'd be like, how about spawn value? So, and yeah, I guess we do want to export these. Shit, that's just like add export? Add export, okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so we're gonna export this variable, and I think the max item count, right? Like if we might switch to a tree and be like, okay, a tree can have like 20 apples, but they're gonna spawn slower. Okay, so I already decided we're gonna call this spawn value. Okay, all right. And then yeah, I guess shit, you're an integer, and I should do that with the oh my god, I can't fucking. Also with you? Yeah, also with you. That you're an integer. Okay. So for now, let's say there's a 50% chance. So we're gonna have a random number between 1 and 100. So then essentially, if I made this shit, okay, conceptually, let's think about this. I want 80 or 100. I want this to be the percent chance that it would spawn a berry. So, Greg, get out of my way. So if the random number we make between 1 and 100 is less than or equal to our spawn value, then we're going to we're gonna add a berry. So that way, right, like logically, this is 100. If we want a 100% chance, whatever the random number is will always be less than or equal to. Yeah, it can be any number from 1 to 100. That will always be less than or equal to 100. Great. Okay. Perfect. So then if that's the case, then we're going to do a thing. We're going to increase this value. It just gets a little plus sign. I'm just going to increase that value by 1. Okay. And then we can have the else inside of an else. Just do nothing. Just don't. Else just don't. Oh, I guess we could that just means we could just not have that. Oh well, whatever. Leave it in there. It's probably better to just, when you're reading back something, to just have the if and the else. To not, like it just outright tells you what the alternative is, rather than you having to intuit that if this does not happen, the alternative's true. No need for else if you don't want to run code. Will that actually like help performance? All right. It seems like a nice crutch to have there to remind me that I've already thought about the alternative situation. But whatever. Okay, so for now, let's test this. Let's give this an 80% chance. And it probably doesn't matter. It would be really, it seems like that video you sent me, Small Brain, is going to be about things like this, about efficiency and stuff. It would be really interesting to see somebody like run a game, look at its demands on his system, and then add in a bunch of else's into statements that didn't have them before and then show if that had a meaningful impact. It'd be super interesting. Obviously, it would be a shitload of work for what would amount to 30 seconds of interesting material, but it sounds cool. There's probably some crazy person out there who would be willing to do it. I'm not, at least not right now. Maybe at some point. Okay, so then what should we do? Should we just like print? We'll just print this value? Yeah, I guess so. All right. Ooh, do I just print it all the time? No, let's just print it when it goes up. Give me the, nope. Shit. Screwed up. Here we go. And then, yup, cool, great. Gotta get used to typing those in quickly like that. That's nice. Yeah, just print that value. Okay, and then so then where do we need to go with this even further? Like, we need to connect this to an animation. The berry bush has a sprite, and that sprite, it's hard to see, has 4 different little icons: no berry, 1 berry, 2 berry, 3 berry. I don't think I'll need to use an animation, shoot, what is that thing called? An animation tree, an animation something, animation player. I don't, maybe the tree would be useful. I don't know. We might just be able to, in code, just tell it to switch. Oh yeah, we can just switch which frame it's on, right? We can just get that value. We can just like right click this and copy the property path. Yeah. Okay, cool. So then we should be able to just like talk directly to that thing. So let's try that. Probably doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh no, that was what you said about the else statement. Fucking Twitch's dashboard like stutters sometimes. It moves all the chat text up and down, and so then I think somebody said something new. That is the first time I've fallen for it though. It fucking got me. Okay, so what we want to do is go to Mr. Bush, and we want to look at your code, but only after we grab, because all we need is the vertical frame. No, wait, no, that's how we say how many frames. What is the one that where we tell you which one to look at? Shit. Frame coordinates. There we go. Okay, so we just up the frame coordinate. Cool. Oh, or the frame? Okay, let's just do that. Let's just up the frame. Okay, so we're gonna copy the property path. Right, and just make sure. Yep. Okay, so okay, this is a little bit annoying. A good lesson for me in the future. Frame 0 has 3 berries. Frame 1 has 2 berries. Like the frame value goes up as the berry number goes down. Oh, what a fool. Okay, that's not cool, but I can adapt with that, and maybe I won't do that in the future. Okay, so I'm just gonna paste that value. Seriously, that's your property path? Hold on. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. Is that the copy property path? That is actually it. It's just frame. Interesting. You don't have to specify like animation and then frame. Maybe you probably do. Mr. Bush could be a symbiote that mimics a bush. Oh my god. When a poor Rattata comes to eat its berries, Mr. Bush eats it instead. Holy shit. All right, that's going in the idea pile. That's very fun. Symbiote ideas. My god. Maybe the name Mr. Bush is Maybe we'll come up with something more fun. It's also, it's too similar to Mr. Mime, and I fucking hate Mr. Mime. But holy shit, that's a hilarious idea. And that really gets at something that I want this game to show, which is like, I want to surprise the player with weird shit like that. I want them to just be walking along and see a Rattata run up to a bush, and they're like, yeah, okay, he's that. I don't care about that Rattata. I have a bunch of Rattatas. I'll just walk on by him while he eats. And then like, oh shit, the Rattata gets eaten. And then the player's like, what the fuck was that thing? I'm gonna go fight that thing. Also kind of reminds me of Pseudo Wudo. When I first saw Pseudo Wudo in the game, I was like so surprised he was cute. That dumb thing had been blocking my progression for so long. That would be awesome. Yeah, oh man. I want like custom animations for each of those things. And so obviously we wouldn't do it. It won't be a Rattata getting eaten. It would be some other creature, another custom symbiote made. And maybe we make like a very simple devouring animation, but like, God, that would be funny to see him like lifted up and just like shoved into the weird creepy tree mouth real quick. Bush mouth. I guess it would be a bush mouth. Ugh. Okay, so we want to connect this specific situation where the number of berries determines what it looks like. And I almost feel like shit. Okay, so like on ready, do we need to do this on ready? Like the player leaves, they're not in the area for a long time, the scene unloads, the player comes back, the scene reloads, and the game needs to know how many bushes does this fucking, or how many berries does this bush have? I need to make it look a certain way. So I might actually, maybe I'm conceptualizing this wrong, but I think I need to have part of the ready function being like, check how many berries you have and then set yourself to look like that thing. Let's do that second. Let me put a note in here. Change sprite to match berry amount. But what I want to get going first is if Raticate eats a berry. And I guess we could just handle that in the like physics process. Is that like shit? Okay, so we either have Raticate's script send out a signal like, hey, you've been eaten. And like send that to this script. Or we just have it constantly checking to be like, have I been eaten? Have I been eaten? Did my berry count change? Let's go with that. The second thing is simpler. It's probably more process intensive. But it handles the change like globally. If the player picks up an item, if the player lights the bush on fire and, well, no, that would destroy the bush and the berry. Okay, so if the player eats it, if the player picks it up, sorry, if the Raticate eats it, if a Rattata eats it, if some other creature eats it, we just handle it globally right here by having it check regularly. Fuck. It sucks not knowing what's going to actually impact performance or not. It's fine. We'll just do it, and then if it's bad, then we go about the other way, which is more effective but less more performant but less like clean and simple. Okay, so then what we want to do is we just like, if this value equals this, then okay, so we could just say like, okay, if your number of berries equals 1, then this is your frame coordinate. If your number of berries equals 2, this is your frame coordinate. But then it's gonna be like overwriting that frame coordinate every scene or every frame. Every frame it's gonna be like, I still have 2 berries. make my frame coordinate 2 or whatever the right coordinate is. That's like we don't need to do that. So we could make a variable that's like previous berry value. Okay. Yeah, let's fuck. All right. I can type. And you know what? I don't know, do we start it being equal to something? No, we just on ready. We define it. Fucking duh, bro. Okay. So on ready. And I guess this will take care of the like making it match issue. Yeah, because if the player's away and we're doing our background simulation, we might increase the number of berries or take them out. And so then as long as on ready, it checks that value and sets that value. It's going to set the previous berry value to this. No. Shit. Because then it could have changed. The whole point is that we need to have the previous value so that we can tell the current value versus the previous value lets you understand if a change occurred. Okay, so I was thinking this would do two things, but it only does one. Okay, so will this do what I want? We just make this equal to the object variable's bush value. And then okay, this isn't gonna work right. This isn't gonna work the way I want. I need to change this. Conceptually, I need another layer to the logic. So what I was thinking is the ready function, we define this previous berry value as being equal to the number of berries on the bush. And then we always have like a previous value, so that then if this value on the right changes, then in the physics process we can change the way that we can change the sprite. So if that global berry value is equal to the previous berry value, then we just fucking do nothing. So then actually, no, what we should do is we should do the opposite. So if these values become different, that's because the player or a creature has interacted with the bush and changed it. So then what we want to do is we want to change the animation frame. So it can't really just be frame. I swear it's got to be like animation / frame. What is... I can look at the player's movement. Yeah, you need like the whole address. Okay, and they had to set this as a variable? They set it as a variable. I guess that's just to make it cleaner. I could not. Okay, so then what we want to do... Fuck, we're working on the bush. So what we want to do is... We need the little Oh, actually, hold on. We can just drag this. We can just do that. Duh. Right now, the previous berry value will always be the initial value. Is that intended? No, and that's something that I need to... That's something that I need to figure out. I think... I need to add in an extra, like, code, an extra little bit of code to change that. So first I want to get through figuring out shifting this to the correct thing. And I want to test that and see if that works. See if Radicate can eat off of the bush and change how it looks. And then I want to come back and make sure that the essentially when this thing loads, it needs to have the correct value. It needs to remember what it looked like before and then check, like, okay, when the player left, I had 4 berries on me. I was this sprite. Now I'm being reloaded. How many berries do I have? Oh, okay, it matches what sprite I'm on? Shit. Yeah, I'm not really sure. It's probably very simple to set up, but yeah, my brain is fumbling through setting this up. So first, let's do the thing that I can actually wrap my head around, which is that we specifically need to choose the correct animation frame. So it's in Sprite 2D, and then... No, show me the player. And so then we're just setting a parameter. And then we just need the address of that parameter. Okay. And it does look like we don't actually need the long, we don't need animation. It's just like, hey, we could just do frame. Okay. Ooh, so this could be really clean if I had set this up right, where the if the frame number that we want matched the number of berries, then we would just put the number of berries right in here as a variable. Fuck. Oh, that is like so worth doing. Oh my god. Okay. So we could just... Shit, we could just edit this in Godot real quick. Okay, so... Not in Godot, in Asprite. Okay, I'm gonna do that. What does that mean then? Fuck, because it starts at 0. Oh no, that's fine, because that's 0 berries. Okay. Okay, yeah, so we just essentially flip this thing. We can just like switch all their locations. Oh, I can't quite mirror it because there's like empty space. Okay, all right. Fuck, where are you? What asset are you? Can I... Let's just pretend we're gonna load you. Shit. It's just on the menu, the main menu. It didn't remember. Okay, where are you? You're just a bush. You're just a fucking bush. What are you even called? Can I see your name? I can't see your name. I can... Oh. It's just /bush. Okay. All right. Can I mouse? Oh, no. Oh my god. Okay. Fine. You're in here somewhere. Fine. I'll just look for you in here. Filter files by bush. Oh, it's called bushes. Seriously? Okay. All right. I would like to open, but like the folder, like show me this in Explorer. Open an external program. No, show in file manager. That is okay. Great. Okay, so then we're gonna open Asprite real quick. We're gonna open Asprite. Asprite. Oh, I need to log. Okay, that had Steam closed. Okay, great. And so then we're gonna take bushes. Okay. And then, so we just want to like switch where these are. Just like surgically, hopefully nobody gets mad at us. Hopefully Godot is okay with me doing this on the fly. Actually, hold on. Could we just mirror this? Is that a function? I don't know Godot as well as I know Paint, but Paint does not like you working with things that have transparent backgrounds. Probably an edit? Rotate? No, flip. Horizontal. Right, because that's horizontal. Yeah, okay. Oh. Okay, well actually doing that made it very clear that the last two of these guys are too high up. You're like a frame too high. Okay, cool, great. So we like fixed a problem I didn't even know existed. Okay, so we're just gonna save you like that. Go away, Steam. Okay, great. And so now it is flipped. So, forgot a colon again. Oh my God. It's gonna be one of those days. Okay, so then now, all we have to do is pass in this value. And so then if there's 0 berries on the bush, it's gonna set it to frame 0. If there's 1 berry on the bush, frame 1. 2 berries, frame 2. 3 berries, frame 3. So then that means that we can just use that value because it's always the correct value of the frame we want to be on. Bro, that's so cool. Oh my God. I bet there's a million smart things to do like that. That I would like YouTube shorts. Instead of just random stupid YouTube shorts I don't want to watch, just show me shit like that. YouTube. Okay. So this is if they don't match. If they match, we don't do anything. If they don't match, we not only need to say, hey, okay, you look like you have 3 berries on you, but actually you have 2. So make it look like you have 2 berries, but then we need to set the previous berry value. We need to set that equal to the object variables dot bush underscore a underscore 1 underscore berries value. So now we're acknowledging that we have now updated it, and it's like, hey, a second ago we looked like we had 3 berries, we actually only had 2. Now we're making it look like we have 2, and so we need to say that, okay, we've done that. Now the previous value is now set to 2, so we're ready for you to change again. If it changes to 3, we're ready to acknowledge that we think visually we only have 2, and we need to set it to look like it has 3. Okay. Oh, shit, and now it's annoyed about this? Wait, hold on. You weren't annoyed about that a second ago, Godot. Whoa, what did I do? Error at 1052 specifically. Okay, let's find that. Argument 2 should be callable, but is prop. Okay, so is that the class? Interesting. Did I just not notice this was an actual problem a second ago? Well, shit. Okay, at least I still have this thing open. You add the global.gd script to the auto load. Global will be a child of root. The timer will be a child of global. From any script, you can easily access it with this. Damn it. Okay. Well, that's annoying. I don't know what the fuck I did for that to be a problem. It must have just always been a problem. Shit. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Let's save and then let's back up. Did I really just not notice that shit there the whole time? Interesting. So maybe I just had other problems that it was mad about, and it wasn't highlighting that situation immediately. Fuck. Invalid argument for the connect function. Argument 2 should be callable, but is prop. So the fact that this is labeled self, is that like the class name? Connect, how do I see your structure? Fuck. Damn. Definitely a drawback of copying people's code when you are inexperienced is not understanding nuances, and they seldom explain it. They seldom explain themselves on Reddit. Okay, well, so now we have the problem of the fucking timer not working, but I think at this point, the berry bush will update correctly. The major problem is that if we leave and values change and then come back, it's not gonna update correctly. It will... Well, actually, shit, wait, will it? God damn it, this is so confusing for my brain to think about. So... when we come back, it'll be readied, and it'll set it equal... It'll set the like, previous value equal to the actual current value. And the only way to trigger a change, the only way to right now that we change how our sprite looks is when these values aren't equal. So then, okay, so then yeah, I think all we have to do in here is we would do this same command. We're just gonna set this equal to this. So then when we come in, it matches up, and then if it ever changes, it'll match back up. And then we need the previous berry value so that we're checking to see if it changes. A signal or a setter function to update the frames would be better. It's not that significant. Yeah, I'm afraid that hundreds or thousands of not that significance are going to add up. So how would we do it with a signal? We would have... every time this value changed, we would emit a signal and have this script change how the bush looks. And I guess really we could keep this part, but it would be this part rather than having it do every frame checking for it. In this case, a setter function would probably be better and simpler. Fuck, okay, I don't really know setter functions. I get the idea. But I especially don't know how this would function in the background. Okay, yeah, so this should maybe be something that I figure out off stream. And I'll specifically leave a note for bush berries. Because yeah, if this is something that I do in a stupid way here, that's a little bit inefficient, like I'm gonna be pretty much like full on copying this code or all of the other interactable things. And you know, that's probably a bad idea, right? So, okay, I'll try to figure out how to use the setter and getter function, and maybe even conceptually also figure out how to use signals. Okay, so now the problem is this bullshit. Clearly copying somebody's code. And they just make it sound so simple. They make it sound so just easy. Did I type everything incorrectly? It looks like I did. And so it just comes down to that understanding. I don't understand. Argument 2 should be callable. What if I put... Right, it says it should be callable, but it is prop. So is this its like self-class? Hold on. Tell me what should be in here. What should fucking be in here? Callable, callable. What? Fuck, that just takes me to the global script. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that means, bro. Damn. Let's look that up. Can I copy you easily? No, that's weird. I swear with other errors I've been able to just copy it to the clipboard. Okay. Argument 2 should be callable, but is prop. Fuck. Okay, so this is Godot 4. It's the connect function. Oh, it was there. It was there. Hell yeah, autocomplete. Okay, I don't understand how connecting signals with code works. Yeah, bro, me neither. Me neither. Is self no longer valid in Godot 4? God fucking... It's just... Somebody just like vomits out 2 lines of code and the person who posted it is like, fucking thanks, man. And I'm just here like, I don't get it. Okay. All right. Maybe I can get it. Okay. So these are 2 different ways to format connections. So this is the one that it looks like we would be using. Connect, object, signal. Wow, you misspelled target, but okay. Tatget. Tatget object. Target object dot target function. God damn it, I fucking... I need an AI for this. Small brain, is this for the setter getter situation? All right, let's take a moment and check this out. Okay. Please proofread and tell me if there are any typos. The goal of this is that every time bush A berries variable changes, it will run the code beneath it. Okay. So... then where the fuck do we... Is this just like a variable that's being defined? No. Also, shit, probably there needs to be like indenting, entering new lines and indents, like something like that. But I'm not sure. Okay, so the idea is supposed to be that every time bush A berry variable changes, it will run this code. Okay, so we're setting the previous berry value. And then what this would be like the... Was this supposed to be the global value? Fuck. Okay, so you're saying it's supposed to be set up like something like that? Yeah, shit. I do not understand how this would be formatted to do that. Also, would this need to be a function? Because setter and getters are just like variables, right? It's just like you're changing variables. Like to me, this looks like it would just be setting a variable, not saying like run some code below this when a variable changes or something. Clearly that means I need to understand setters and getters better. It's a variable that has a built-in function, and it calls that function every time the variable value changes. Okay. Okay, that sounds very cool. Okay, so then this is something that we would like be defining up here because it's a variable, right? So then the idea would be that every time the previous berry value changes, so we would be updating the previous berry value regularly. And then whenever it changes, we would run a specific function. Does that function have to be up here? Or do we just like call the function? The idea is that you call the frame function. Okay. So then we would put this somewhere else. Crap, but I still have to fix the fucking timer. Oh my god. Okay. Y'all. Hey, dude. So we would just make this its own function. I don't know, we could call this like sprite update. And I guess we wouldn't need to make this check, right? Because we would know it's only happening if this was... The idea is to only run this if this is happening. And so then we would just do it. We would just set these things. Spry top date. Derg? I don't know what that means. Okay, so yeah, I still don't understand how exactly we tell this to do this. Let me... Oh my god, that sprite update. Oh my god. Okay, it is. It does sound a lot like that. Okay. It's nonsense, but you're right. I didn't get it. I thought it was complete nonsense. It was one layer removed from complete nonsense. Fuck. You got me. Okay, so we want to run this function when the previous berry value changes. Okay, shit, wait, but hold on. But then when do we change the value? That we would be changing in the physics function. Or would we? Well, shit. Okay, wait, hold on. Fuck. God, conceptualizing this is so crazy. Okay, so we still need to change the previous berry value somewhere. So we could do that in physics. You'd update the value by passing it to the frame function from the setter function. Oh my God. I don't know what that means. So we would... Shit. I thought the idea was not that, and I don't fully understand that, so maybe that's why I thought I'm thinking something that's not correct, because I don't fully understand. We're passing the variable to the frame function, and also by frame function, do you mean the like physics process, or the process that happens with every frame? I guess this is not a physics process necessarily, but it is similar. Yeah, shit. Okay, I think I just need to figure this out after I research setters and getters. Which, shit. Okay. Oh, maybe we can, like, I just need like a specific example for this exact thing. Like we want to run code when a variable changes, right? That's all. That's all we want to do. How old is this? Too old. That's not Godot 4. Shit. Okay. GD script reacting to change variables using set get. Damn it, it's also old. Shit. Okay. We'll learn from this.
So today I wanted to show you how your code can react to changed variables using setget. Let me show you what I mean. So let's say we have a user interface, and let's just add a label to it. We can call it scoreboard. And this has text in it like score 0, right? And now if we want to update this value from several places, it wouldn't be very nice to include code for building this string here everywhere all over again. So instead of that, what we can do is, let's just attach a script to it and give it a value. So let's just say var value equals 0 by default. Now, if we were to change that from somewhere else, let's just say we can attach a script here as well. Just for
all right.
Func process if input is action just pressed, and let's just go with UI accept, just something simple. Then what we want to do is we want to change the scoreboard value to increase by 1. Now normally if we would want to increase the value in here, what we would have to do here is write a whole lot more. We would write scoreboard dot text equals, and now we need to check what is it actually, score colon empty space and then the number. So score colon empty space plus string the new value, but we don't actually know what the new value is. So we have to read what the old value is first, so we can go scoreboard.text, and yeah, that's this whole bunch of stuff going on here.
Okay.
The point being though, we don't actually need to do any of that. What we can do instead is we do this. We don't even need to set a default value here, so we can technically change this to score is 9999. That's fine. Pretty much the only reason we would want something written here at all is to make it easier for us to see where the label is. What we can do in here is we can define functions. So we can write setGet and setValue, getValue is what I'm going to call them. Like, these are functions. We can call them whatever we want. Now, right now it's going to complain because none of these functions actually exist. So let's make them. Func set value of val, and we say value equals val. And get, we don't actually care about the getter right now, so let's just go with the setter only for now. So what we can do now is we can go in here and say text equals score colon plus string of value. In this case, we always know what our new value is, so that's fine. Now this setter should be executed whenever this variable is changed from outside of the script. It's not gonna happen if we change it in here. So if we change it here like we do right there, it's not going to call the set script again. Anything that happens in this script completely ignores our setter and getter functions.
Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so it's only for changes that happen outside of the script. That's super crazy. Setters and getters keep the same since the Christ were crucified. You mean they've been the same?
But anything that happens from outside, like say here, where we try to adjust the value, it's going to not change this value here at all, but instead just send it to set value.
Fuck. Okay. Okay. Fuck. I think that technically is enough information. It's not the same syntax, but should work just as good, you think? Fuck. Okay, so it's different for the newer Godot. Shit. Okay. That is confusing, but maybe enough information to understand. Fuck. God damn it. It's like, I know I have all the pieces here, and I just have to put it together. So, the way that this is currently written, it's all just one line for the variable part, right? So first of all, don't I just need to have like this be like bushberries and then like this needs like a space? Just do it. I'm trying to just do it, bro. So we're saying this is an integer. And then shit, and I guess also the problem with this is that this value is from the global script. Shit. Oh my god, Dirk has sent me a picture of Shia LaBeouf. Okay, so let me just like reconceptualize this based on what I know. Damn, and then but then I have to translate it, like update it for Godot 4. So we need a value that we're constantly monitoring in here when that value changes, but only when those changes take place from outside the script. So if we were monitoring like the previous berry value, would that work? Like we use the global berry count. And whenever that changes, shit, yeah, it's when that changes that we need to like set the frame equal to the current berry count. So shit, okay. So then what if we just okay, so the way we're doing this, we don't really need to be storing a previous berry value because we're checking to see if it ever changes. Why am I using a global for the berry count? Because Radicate needs to be able to check it to see if he can eat a berry from it. And same if the player wants to pick up a berry off of it, the player needs to communicate with it. Which is, I initially thought the way to do this. So that then that way those values are just stored separate from this thing. And then everybody always just has access to that value. But yeah, maybe it doesn't need to be global. Shit. It's not good because other bushes would override it. Well, yeah, I was thinking I would give each of them their own, they would each have their own value. They would each have like their own ID. So like for now, shoot. Stop searching for bushes, that's the problem. Where was that global script that I made? It's not in assets. There we go. For now, because it's labeled as bush A1, then if any other bush would be like bush A2 or A3, they would each have their own value. They would each have their own variable value. Because my goal is to have... if Radicate wants to know where a densely packed area of bushes is, then... let me open Paint. All right, so you have Radicate, and he wants to know where the best place is for him to go to find some food, right? So let's say each of these are bushes, and then each bush has on it, let's make them red, some number of berries. And then yeah, actually let's make this one the more ideal spot to go. So I want to be able to have Radicate kind of like poll. He'll sniff the area and have each one of these bushes report a value. And that value is going to be like the value is like the number of berries on a bush plus the number of berries on adjacent bushes. So then we would get a bunch of numbers, and Radicate's going to go toward the highest number. So this guy would be like 3 plus 3 plus 4. I guess, yeah, each of these would report a similar number. So I guess really we'd probably put like a multiplier for the number of bushes and then the number of adjacent bushes. Like maybe you'd add half of the adjacent bush value. But either way, we'll keep this calculation for now. So each of these would report the same value, which would be 10. And then so Radicate's going to go for whichever one of these is closest, compared to these, which they would each report a 4. So even though there's more bushes over here, there are fewer berries overall in this region compared to over here. And so then Radicate would choose the closest of these. So then I need I need each of these to have like a value or the number of berries on them. But then I also need that value to be able to be communicated easily to each bush. Each bush needs to be able to ask how many berries its neighbor has. So autoload could maybe have access to the bushes. The value per object should be inside the object. So the berry count should be inside of the bush itself. So what is the disadvantage to having this global script that just has all these values on it that they can easily pull from? Because yeah, it would be nice to just keep everything self-contained, but then if I put the berry count for each bush inside of its own script, and then I want this bush to ask these other two bushes how many berries they've got, then that seems like I'm gonna need them to send signals to each other rather than just having each bush read from the global list of variables. And if I'm gonna have these bushes spawning and disappearing, I don't know how to have them spawn in and like connect a signal to each other. But I think right now logically I can figure out how if a new bush appears, say a new bush appears over here, then we would add his value to the global script. Then this bush goes to check what bushes are nearby, and it's like, okay, this bush, and this bush, I need all their global values. The variable can still be inside the object it refers to, not the auto load, but the bush itself can be in the auto load. Interesting. Okay. So hold on. That sounds cleaner. How do I go about putting the bush into this global variable script? Shit, and then I'm gonna have to, every time a new bush spawns, I'm gonna have to put that bush itself in here. Which, like, that's gotta be a thing you can do, like adding in a line of code to a script when something spawns in. I would fucking hope. Yeah, is that necessarily better? I don't... So if I have the bush in here, then everybody can get access to, like, everything about the bush. But really, the number of berries is, like, the only thing that I would need. Yeah, I just don't know, like, performance-wise, what that's gonna do. Shit. Alright, I mean, I guess we can try it. Shit, okay, so how do I actually do this? So right now we just have this variable. But then what we would be doing is instead... we would be putting the bush object in here. Shit. And actually, I think I need to take some time to rethink how this is structured anyway, because I don't want the variable for every I don't want the variable for every single bush to be in here. All across the whole game. Fuck. I guess maybe that would be okay. Hello, WWV... WWVWVWVWVWVWVWVWVWVW. You thought this was going to be about singleton types. Well, people, you know what? I'm going to be honest. It's about having a global script running. People called them singletons on the internet. So I thought they were that's what a singleton was. So I'm going to be honest. I don't actually know. I have no idea what I'm doing. I probably have like 100+ hours spent in Godot right now, but singleton types are a very, very different thing. Okay. Well, I apologize for the lack of clarity. You also have no idea what I'm doing? Sweet. Sweet. Trying to figure out how to have global variables tracked. I don't fucking know. Shit. Currently trying to figure out... Oh, hey, Bass. Are we coding? Kind of. Trying to figure things out. You don't like the use of singletons in this case. Also, you think my way of doing it would be better, but you'd give Radicate a big sniff area, and if trees are in that area, it goes to the one with the most berries. No need for a singleton in that case. Shit. Okay. All right. Ah! Person with the V's and the W's in your name. Thank you for following. How's it going? It's going all right. I'm a little bit stuck right now, trying to figure out the best way to formulate the situation. So we currently using a bunch of Pokemon assets because the game I'm making is going to be like Pokemon. Eventually, we will replace all the assets with actual assets that I've made or that other people have made. But currently we're trying to figure out how to like give Radicate a like schedule where he'll go sleep when he's tired and drink when he's thirsty and eat when he's hungry. And the thing that I'm doing right now is trying to figure out how to make him like figure out where the best place to eat would be. So like he's going to eat berries off of this bush. The bush currently has no berries on it, but it can have berries on it. And in the future, there will be bushes kind of spawning all over the place. And he needs to be able to figure out where the most like dense, where the best place would be to go eat berries, where the most berries are located. So I'm trying to figure out how to manage the variables. Like every bush needs to be explaining how many berries are on it. That needs to be recorded somewhere that Radicate can have access to. And then Radicate needs to like maybe within a certain area around him be able to collect that data and figure out like, okay, there's lots of berries northeast of me. I'm going to go northeast to eat at a berry bush. That is the current situation. But the way that Godot works is you can have a script where you store global variables, like variables that will always be available to any part of the game. And so I was thinking that I should be putting these variables for the number of berries on our berry bushes, that I should be putting them in this global variable script. But Small Brain Ape maybe disagrees, maybe not. I don't know. Sounds hard to build, but maybe just because you know nothing about all of it. Yeah, maybe. It's hard for me to say because I only know about things once I've done it, and I don't fucking know how to do this. You would make a big sniff area. Yeah, Radicate will definitely have a big sniff area. He'll have a good nose. And then if trees are in that area, you would check the berry count of each bush with a loop and then go to the one with the most berries. So in that case, though, you would still be storing... do you still think it makes sense to store the number of berries as a global variable for each bush. Because otherwise we've got to like deal with every single bush would have to like send a signal to Radicate, right? Or Radicate has to send a signal to the bush to then retrieve the number of berries on it. So yeah, it still seems easier to have it as a global variable. Fuck. I'm not totally sure though. I think for now I want to stick with it like this and try to figure out how to do it. If you do that, then there's no reason to. You don't need signals if you do it with a big sniff area. Shit. Okay, so wait, how would I do it without signals? How does Radicate... I should do it the way I want to do it. Well, at least if you can explain to me why I wouldn't need to use signals. 'Cause essentially, what I don't understand is how does Radicate get the variable information from all the bushes that he's going to be sniffing? From my understanding, you would have to do it with signals, but I don't know. Or a globally available variables. But if I don't have to, then obviously I should like rethink this. But yeah, for now, the way that I think to do it is that I should use global variables because otherwise I have to use signals. But if I don't have to use signals, that changes everything. And that would change how I want to do it. Currently, I would say I'm doing it the only way I can think of to do it. The sniff area would add all the trees in an area to an array. Eradicate loops through the area of trees and checks their berry count. The one with the most berry count is the target. Well, okay, the problem with that though is it's not the one. What I need him to do is not go to the single one that has the most berry count, but the one that's in like a dense area of berries. Because if there are lots of Radicates and they're all doing this calculation nearby, they're all going to go for that same bush. That same one that might have more berries than all the others. And what I want is for them to go to the densest area, so that if they go toward a dense area and if some other Radicates beat them there, then there will, because it's a dense area of berries, there will be other very close berry bushes that Radicate can go toward. Rather than, like, let's say there's one bush that's very close to lots of Radicates, and then they all go to that bush, and then they very quickly, one or two of them eats all the berries, and then the other Radicates are like, well, shit. That would be a bit more complex. Yeah, that specifically sounded like using global variables would make sense. You're back. Your internet crashed, bro. Vast, that sucks. Is your internet still having problems? How's streaming going in general? Pretty good. You know, I'm small, still small, haven't really grown. I need to make more like edited content, but I don't know. Making this game has kind of consumed my life, and it's been good, but also fucking busy. Is Cheese still here? Yeah, Cheese is around, but Cheese got some kind of job, like some kind of educational job, so they've been busy with that. You could check when you get to the bush if there's a lot of Radicates surrounding it, I guess. If you're annoying me, tell you and you'll shut up. No. I want to figure out if I could do this without signals. And it sounded like you knew that maybe I could, but I think I either need to do it with signals or with global variables. I'm going to try to set it up the way that I'm thinking. And I'll look into setter getters after the stream and see if I can simplify it the way that we were talking about before. But I'm going to try and set up the bush the way that I want. And then we'll go from there. As long as it's fun and not tearing me apart. Yeah, it's been fucking good. This is coding on stream has been like frustrating and difficult, but it is really rewarding. How's shit been going for you, dude? It sucks that since you're streaming in a different language, I feel like coming in there to talk to you would be like bad vibes. I wish I knew Italian, and then it would all be good. Must be cool to manage to make things work. Yeah. When they finally work, it's a lot of frustration until they do, for sure. Let's see, can I back up to before I added? Nice. Okay. So this is where I was before. Okay, so back to the problem being the structure of this timer. Don't worry, I can always come by. Lily comes on the stream often, so you switch between Italian and English often. Oh, okay, cool. It's going great, much better than you could have imagined. Sweet, dude. I think Crazy Pants said that you mostly do like reaction stuff now. Are you playing any video games, or is it all just like reaction or like critiquing content where you watch things? Shit, actually, no, wait, let's leave that open. Okay. Mainly just chatting with chat and doing things with them versus a reaction element to it and some gaming. Lately you finished Detroit and you're in love. Detroit Become Human? That's the only game I can think of that has Detroit in it. I had a good time. I played through that once with Crazy Pants. It was free at some point on PSN. It was free. That Detroit, yeah, it's a really good story. It's a little, in some cases, it's a little bit like, I don't know. I don't really like the way that everybody's mean to robots. Like android people, and it's like so clear that they like have emotions and you shouldn't just be mean and abuse them. That part seemed a little bit heavy-handed, but it's an interesting story for sure. And I've played multiple other games that company makes. Shit, what are they? I think it's Quantic Dream. It's fun to like play through a narrative and have choices to make in it if the narrative is entertaining, which theirs usually are. Okay. Dang. So the current error I'm having, somebody's reply is just like, hey, Godot 4 is pre-alpha software. You shouldn't use it if you're not like an advanced user. But like I'm having the error, and this is years later. God, yeah, September 2021. Holy shit. Okay, so the structuring is just very different. Okay, so timeout should no longer be inside here. It should be out there. then self dot on global timer timeout. Okay, let's see if I can. So it should be that inside? Too few arguments for the connect call. Yeah, that's still okay, so that still seems wrong. God damn it, okay. Motherfucker, why don't you work? Okay, this is what I looked at before. If you do end up doing a big sniff area, you could probably have the individual bushes add the radicates that are eating from it to an array. And then other radicates can check that array. You'd weigh the values of berries to radicates and go to the ones that smell the best. Ooh, that's an interesting idea. Like, add in the radicates as like a negative toward because yeah, my goal is just that Radicate will get, he'll be looking for like the biggest number, and that number is just like the closer something is, the bigger the number will be, and also the more berries that are around that thing, the bigger the number will be. And so then Radicate is just like sniffing. He's like sniffing, but he's just looking for a big number. And then that number, whichever object has the largest number, that's the direction he goes toward. With the idea being that way he's going toward the most berries possible. Yeah, that would make sense to add in the number of Radicates. Shit, and potentially anything else that would eat berries that Radicate would know about. So any other creatures in the area that eat berries, we could subtract them in some way from the other values that are being added up. But first I got to figure out how to actually just get him, just get the fucking berries spawning at the right fucking rate. Okay. So in this example, there's only two things put into this. If I just take everything out and I go to actually type. Okay, no, this can accept 3 different things. So then maybe it's different because this is specifically for a global timer? Shit. Damn, that's so annoying. I do not know why that's wrong. All right. Is there any way I could just not use you for a moment? I guess I could just have this used like a local timer for a second. Just to test everything. Because as it stands, would it work? Bring the ready function, it'll set the previous berry value equal to the global berry value. And it'll also set the visible sprite to match that global value. That seems fine. Then, right, the thing that we're doing that's inefficient is that we're using a physics process to calculate every frame whether or not the value of berries has changed, and then we're updating the appearance based on that. Shit. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's okay for now, but that definitely needs to be fixed. So yeah, I think I should make a note about that so I remember to do that. Change this so it's based on the setter getter thing. Seems like the way to do it, so that every time that this variable changes, then we'll update what the tree looks like. Seems right. I'll have to figure out how setters and getters work. Okay. Okay, and then fucking Mr. Timer, Mr. Global Timer. How do I fucking connect you? What is the actual thing that's supposed to go here? Callable. Right, and that just links me to here. It doesn't actually explain what a callable is. Actually, if I go back to that, can I look at connect? Okay, and then I can jump to callable. Okay. Callable is a built-in type representing a method or a standalone function. Built-in variant type that represents a function can either be a method within an object instance or a standalone function not related to any object. Like all variant types, it can be stored in variables and passed to other functions. It is most commonly used for signal callbacks. Okay. Fuck. So they have an example where they're printing a bunch of statements. Fuck, yeah, what the fuck is the point of using this like this? Shit. They're saying they'll print 3 arguments. Okay. They'll print up to 3 arguments. Interesting. What the hell? Valid call should have at least 2 arguments, so it will... Okay, yeah, this example is not helpful for me. Holy shit. Alright, that fucking sucks. Okay, you expect this to be callable. What if I just change it to that? You probably won't like that. Built-in type cannot be used as a name on its own. Yeah, okay. Alright, then I just need to figure out what to do instead of using this fucking global function, global timer. Shit. Okay, so if we look at global timer, currently 5 seconds and are set to auto start. So I could just use a local timer for that function so we can at least just test this. Shit. Okay, you know what? I only have like 6 minutes. Okay. So maybe we just end a tiny bit early. I've got a week to try and figure out why this won't work. And I'll try to figure that out. And if not, then I'll get it set up to run with a local timer so that I can at least test all this functionality. The spawning of berries and the changing of how they look. And then next time I want to make a bunch of berry bushes and then figure out how to have Radicate like calculate where to go. And then we'll test him. We'll put a bunch of berry bushes in one corner and a few in another corner, and hopefully he'll run toward the berry bushes that have more berries in total. Shit. Okay. Yeah, and I'll give some thought to exactly how I want the calculation to work. Because it needs to take into account how far away he is from the berry bushes, how many berries are on the berry bushes, and then also, well, I guess, okay, how far away he is, the number of berries on that specific bush, and then the number of berries in the area. So like each bush, I think, will check and report how many berries are around it. Like just like adjacent to it. So then it'll be like the total number of berries on it and the number of berries directly surrounding it. And then that will give us a number. And then we'll put that into an equation with how far away Raticate is from it. And that will result in some final number. And the highest final number is the best number. Ooh, so we have to do 1 over distance. Shit. Next Tuesday, Raticate will eat all the berries. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, he will. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, dudes. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to play Hollow Knight. I was usually doing it Fridays, but Friday is not a good day because I have physical therapy Thursday, and my arms are not happy the day after physical therapy, and playing Hollow Knight with unhappy arms is not smart. So I'm going to play Hollow Knight tomorrow, and then Thursday we'll work on lore for the game for Scribe, and then Friday is my birthday, so I will be not here. I will be hanging out with Crazy Pants. We're going to go do some nature shit somewhere, something. I don't know. Shit. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, dudes. This was fun. I will catch you all later. Have a nice day.